now. Right in front of an audience for viewing pleasure. TG3, what up, y'all? How's it going? Thanks for the sub, games. Thanks for the sub.
How dare you?
What's up, Koro? And last but not least, it's the Navy. What up? All right, I guess this would be Pocket the Monster. Hot Eyes! Episodes 1 through 45. Entire review. No, we're not going to review every last episode. 1 through 45 just means we're doing a little recap review. Little step back, a little look on things, a little here we are now versus here we was when situation. Pokemon Horizons. I like to think we've closed the door to the first chapter of Horizon. Now, I know someone's probably going to be in the comments later when this is uploaded on YouTube and say, Tyrone, we technically already did our first major season of Horizons when we were doing the Liko and Roy arc, and this is supposed to be the Terapagos arc, and then we're supposed to be on Terastral debut arc. I get it. But I think just like in a play, just like when you have a play, you know how a play has different scenes, but those scenes are all in one act? That's what I think this is. Or if you want to like break it down in sports terms, in football, you have quarter 1, quarter 2, and then you go into halftime. I believe we're in halftime at this point, or to the very least, we're down the first. This is the first quarter. So that's about as much sports references that you'll ever hear from me ever in my life, because Richie's not here and he's the sports guy and I'm the guy who talks about a children's Pokemon show. So with that all being said, our arcs aren't the same as seasons and acts. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I like to think this is the first act. This is the first major act of the series. We got Liko, we got Roy, we got our established characters, we've got the Rising Voltackler ship, and the reason that I say we're moving on to a new arc is because, one, not only is it presenting itself as a completely new act, two, the direction of the story is going to be changing. No longer will our heroes, or to the very least Liko, Roy, and Dot, no longer will they be traveling from place to place to place to place anymore. They will be in one centrified place, the Nemona region. And that also means if you picked Pokemon Scarlet, then congratulations, your new schoolmates, your new classmates are Liko, Roy, and Dot. Because canonically, they went to that school and not Uva Academy. They just couldn't handle the Uva style. Shame on them. That's their problem. They would have wound up getting stabbed at our school anyway. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. But no, jokes aside, Pocket the Monster. We are in the Terastral debut, which I gotta say, I hate that subtitle, by the way. I'm literally just gonna call it the Nemona arc because I'm not calling it Terastral debut. That sounds like garbage. This is our debut of Terastalization. No, it's not. Free already debuted Terastalization when he terrestrialized Charizard into Dark-type Charizard when he fought Spinel. Or more specifically, when he fought Spinel's Beheem. So he already did that. Stellar Shutdown would be far better. Stellar Showdown, sorry. Stellar Showdown. I think we'll save that. I think that's towards the end. I think that would be like later. Oh yeah, Brassius did show it off first. He showed it off when Sudowoodo turned into a grass type. So yeah, Terastalization made a debut way before that. Hopefully Floragato learns better moves. Pretty much, yeah, I've said it many a times at this point. That moveset is absolute dookie. Meanwhile, Fuecoco doesn't evolve into Crocolore, but got every move under the damn sun already at level 9. And like, what? Give her Seed Bomb, please. Honestly, though, the biggest issue with Horizons is how highballed the kids. Why are they running around fighting fully evolved mons? Then half the battles have Free and Chew save them. The issue is that it results the kids doing impossible or the above. Wait for the rhyme fight. Right, exactly. So we've gone through Pokemon Horizons so far. We've been introduced to our main character, Liko. We've been introduced to Roy, and then later we were introduced to Dot. We have all of our starters. Sprigatito, now evolved into Quaxley. Damn, I am tripping today. Sprigatito, now evolved into Florgato. Fuecoco has 100 moves. Quaxley has a few moves, but is somehow able to beat, like, tremendously powerful Pokemon. We got our weirdly shonen squad, and now they out here. Ugh. So, with that being said, we're going to go through this one character at a time, and then we're going to go through the stuff they've been through at the very beginning and then towards the middle to solve the Lucius arc, and then we'll move forward towards the end. And honestly, I think this is a pretty good idea. Only difference is that they were supposed to gather the rest of the Pokemon. Obviously, they've only gained Moltres, Arboliva, and I believe Lapras at this point. So that leaves 6. Rayquaza, Entei, and Hisuian. Oh, no, it's not Hisuian. It's just called Kleavor, right? Yeah, so that would be Kleavor. So that means Kleavor, Entei, and then Rayquaza. Makes sense. Both Entei and Rayquaza are legendary Pokemon. So obviously we have to wait a little longer for them. Now you're probably thinking, well, wait, Moltres is legendary too. I've always liked to think of it like this. Pokemon can be legendary, but they can still suck. Moltres, I wouldn't even say Moltres sucks. I think Moltres is not on God tier legendary. It's a legendary, but it's not shaking any earth. This thing is I would say this thing's the equivalent of a pro fighter at best. Meanwhile, Entei is like on demigod tier. And then you got like your Ho-Ohs, Lugias, and your Rayquazas that are on like God tier, right? And Kyogre, Groudon, Dialga, Palkia, Giratina. Like you got your God tiers. This isn't God tier. Entei is like pseudo God tier. He is royal tier. And then you've got Moltres, which is knight tier, right? That's what I always like to think of it. So basically, I'm sure by the rest of the series, it'll go Kleavor, Entei, then Rayquaza. They already fought Rayquaza once. There was no clear winner. I think Rayquaza just, gave up. I wouldn't even say it gave up. I think he was just like, all right, y'all scratched me up a little bit. I'm outie. Like, that's all he really did. Paradox Entei, that's left. That'd be a left turn I'd appreciate. I'm pretty sure they're also doing some stuff in the background to get ready for Pokemon ZA. That's another reason that I'm probably thinking they're doing this. It's like, okay, while that's happening, let's go ahead and have the kids be in Ron High Academy while we cook up some ZA stuff in the background. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Zygarde, Shiny Zygarde shows up to be one of the, to be Gibeon's Pokemon. So at that point, we can already pretty much confirm that's definitely some ZA pandering. I don't think Gibeon had a Zygarde at the beginning of this series. I think they wrote it in to promote the new game, because new game, right? Yeah, like, new game, who dis? So that's more than likely the reason he has that. Let's be honest with ourselves for a second, okay? That's why he has it, to promote that. But we're not here to talk about future stuff. We're here to talk about past stuff. So we get introduced to this series, and we're introduced to Liko, a child that is literally entering another academy around this time that takes place in Kanto, though. And when she goes to this academy, she is she has no friends. She has nothing. But she's going to the school to learn more about people and Pokemon. And surprise, surprise, she winds up getting her starter Pokemon, Sprigatito, right? Once she ends up getting Sprigatito, which we actually have some context on that now, turns out the students do like an interview. And when the students do an interview, I'm guessing the Pokemon get to like react a little bit to which one they like. And then I guess they make recommendations on which Pokemon they feel is the most compatible for that trainer. And then the trainer picks, which is a very effective method. But it also sucks if you had a Pokemon that you wanted in mind, but it's not compatible with you. For example, what if I want Squirtle really bad, but Squirtle looks at me and is like, nah, fam, this ain't it. And Bulbasaur's like, I kind of like him. And Charmander's like, I do too. And they're like, Charmander and Bulbasaur will chill with you. And they're like, I know, I want Squirtle though. Yeah, I guess it's a decent method. Anyway, point is, Liko winds up getting Sprigatito. She ends up trying to get along with it, but it does cat things. And when cat things, I mean, wanders off on its own, scratches her, but not like mean scratches, just like it's a cat. It's literally a new cat. And it's acting the way cats act towards their new owners. It's acting very much how a kitten would act towards its new owner. And honestly, this has been the big catcher for most people. A lot of people appreciate the fact that Sprigatito and Liko don't hit it off right away, but it's not quite like Pikachu and Ash, where Pikachu hated Ash's guts. This has nothing to do with Sprigatito disliking Liko. It's got everything to do with Sprigatito acting like how a cat would act. This is how a cat would act. This is a natural way of acting, and honestly, that's good. I think that's an acceptable way that a new Pokemon that's literally a cat should act towards its trainer when he or she first sees the trainer, right? I like a cat. And honestly, they do end up getting along better and better as time passes. I said in my review of episodes 1 and 2, that I wish that Sprigatito and Liko had a little bit more time in the academy. Like, I wish they had a little bit more time to bond at the school. I wouldn't have mind a few more episodes of them being at the school before we wind up getting our kidnapped episode. And by kidnapped, I mean Freed comes in and kidnaps Liko, only for Amethyst to come and kidnap Sprigatito. And does that because of a battle that takes place on the Rising Voltacular ship, because Freed didn't tell Liko that her mom essentially hired the Rising Voltaculars to take her home, literally right after debuting her in school. You would think for them to just go, wait a minute, why don't we just not send her to school then? Why did we do this? Like looking back on it retrospectively, it doesn't make much sense. They did that because it would seem kind of harsh for a guy to come in and just, steal a 10-year-old girl. Doesn't make much sense. But they had to find a way to make it make correlative sense towards where she's coming from. The pendant is what the explorers are after. However, in order to protect her, she needs adult figurines that can take her so that it doesn't wind up looking like a kidnapping. It looks like a protection mission. But then you stop and ask yourself, wait a minute, if it's a protection mission, then you all enrolled her into a school by herself. Why would you enroll her into a school only for you to literally have her come back because she's a target? Did y'all know? Did Liko's mom, or in that case, Liko's grandmother, tell Liko's mom, oh, by the way, I gave Liko my pendant? You what? You put our daughter in danger by giving her a thing that literally villains want? Yeah, why would you do that? Why didn't you stop me? Well, we already sent her to school. Well, bring her back! I'm sorry, that's the only thing that can come up in my head. That's like the conversation that happens in my head. And then she's like, honey, did you know that she gave that pendant to our daughter? And he's just like, you say something, babe? That's the whole conversation. That's everything that happened in my head, because that's the only thing that can happen in my head, because that's the story that this show unfortunately made. They sent her to school to bring her back. And they paid money to send her to school, only to pay money to bring her back. What the fuck? Now, granted, they do remedy this a little bit. Kinda. Yeah, kinda. What they do is that they decide to make her virtual school. It's a simple solution. In fact, in this day and age where we know full well after, I'll just let Cardi say it.
Guess what, bitch? Coronavirus!
After that happened, and students were forced to, learn from their households on computers using virtual technology, using laptop technology for virtual classes, it would only make sense that they would actually take this reasonable route. Obviously, these events don't happen in the Pokemon world. These are events that take place in the real world. But using real world events in order to complement on in-universe things definitely makes the two realities closer. Taking inspiration from reality is what fiction is made of anyway. So it honestly makes sense for them to do this very thing. Let's go ahead and read the comments before we get too far, because I don't want to see that I'm skipping you guys. That really making Koharu look like a chump. We don't even know if it's an actual Entei. Historical records on that journey can be wrong. I doubt it's the paradox. Still mad Lapras was easier to find than Cleavor. You would think it would be the opposite since Lapras is more common. Paradox Entei, that's a left turn I'd appreciate. I was about to say, I think Gibeon's team will be a parallel to Lucia's. Watch him have Raikou next. Where's Suicune at? Skitty and Litten acted in similar fashion, and they were just doing their own thing many times than not. Yeah, actually, yeah, Skitty and Litten, yeah. The other cat Pokemon. Liko really scared me with the pacifist stuff. I will agree that Liko should have stayed in school for at least 6 episodes, but the issue is that Roy would have debuted far too late, long after we got accustomed to Anne. Which, by the way, I feel like they could have just had Roy attend the school too. He attends a different school, but he's always been doing virtual lessons. Does he still do virtual lessons? The show doesn't really tell us anymore. The show has yet to tell us. In fact, we've seen Liko openly do virtual lessons, which have diminished over time in episodes we just stopped. And honestly, based on what's happening now, she's actually transferring now that I stopped to think about it. She's going to Naranja. Guys, not only is this a situation where we get to see a main character go to school, I'm not counting Sun and Moon, this is the first time we see a student transfer to a school. Yeah, in Pokemon at least. Liko transfers. She transfers from the Kanto Academy to Naranja Academy. She transfers schools. Neat. Anyway, in the dub, Molly told Liko is from a rich family. Yeah, but you don't stay rich by wasting money. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, we're getting Anne. Okay, so I'm guessing she transferred too? I don't know what's going on. She's really a pro tag. She's a trainer. She's a transfer student. Liko's transfer student arc. What are Terapagos' powers exactly? Still confused. Terapagos, as of right now, nothing. Terapagos is just a normal type Pokemon. But once it gets its powers unlocked, it'll have the ability to use the Stellar type. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't played the Indigo disc. But essentially the Stellar type is a purely offensive type and it's temporary. What it does is that it allows for same type attack bonus for essentially every move that is in your Pokemon's arsenal. For example, if my Dedenne here knew the moves, Nuzzle, U-Turn, Draining Kiss, and we'll say, Grass Knot. There we go. Then all of those moves will get stabbed. They'll all get increased. But only once. Yep, only once. Dedenne's weaknesses would still be the same weaknesses it normally has. Ground type, poison type, and I think that's it. Ground type and poison type. However, the Stellar type also does extra damage on opponents that are already terrored. If your opponent is terrestrialized already, then the attack will do more damage on that Pokemon. Whether it's super effective, not very effective, or normally effective, that's left up to the calculations. But for as far as we're concerned, that's what the Stellar type does. It essentially allows for a boost for every move. It's almost like Arceus's Legends Plate. The only difference is that it's not equipped to just one move and it stays on that one and doesn't change based on optimality of the opponent. In fact, it's not like Legends Plate at all. Why did I bring up that example? I think it's because it changes the type of the Pokemon based on something in the battle. Here, it's saying, hey, look, any attack you do will get same type attack bonus. One time. Anyway, going back, we learned that Liko's pendant is actually withholding a Pokemon named Terapagos. We learned this actually fairly early in the series while she's getting attacked by the explorers. However, it goes back into the pendant because it's just not ready to wake up yet. After the hassle that was Team Explorers, our heroes escape and end up landing on an island. There they end up meeting the second protagonist of the series, which is Roy. When Roy shows up, he shows to love Pokemon a lot. He is what we would call the Ash Ketchum / Go / bright-eyed, bushy-tailed protagonist character that we would be used to in a regular Pokemon series or any anime series at that matter, which is good. You know what? I like that Liko was introduced first. So essentially, I know the series says Liko and Roy set off. Let's be honest with ourselves, though. Liko's the main character. Roy's a main character about as much as I would have to say, as much as I would have to say Greninja's a main character in Pokemon XY. Pikachu's the main character because Pikachu's going to be with Ash forever. But Greninja, for this moment in time, is the main character too. Right? It's pretty much like that. It's like that. Liko's the main character. Roy's the main character. If you had to spell it, it'd be Liko's the main character. M-A-I-N in all caps. Roy's the main character. M-A-I-N lowercase. That's the order. And meanwhile, dots in the back is the main character. Tiny little font, M-A-I-N, lowercase. It's like that for merch reasons mostly. Roy is only there because the staff was scared of having 3 girls as the main lead with Dot and Ann. Which I wouldn't have minded. I would have had no problem with that. I think that would have been fine. I mean, Pokemon's been going on for so long, and Ash's credit, he's been doing, like, most of it. You can give 3 girls the main character slot. I don't care. I'm not going to lose sleep over that. That would have been fine. I would have welcomed it. But we got Roy, so deal with him. Honestly, I don't dislike Roy. I think he's okay. I don't know what to say about him. I mean, like, everything Roy's done, other characters have done already. There's nothing else I can really say. His outfit is, like, his design. We can talk about designs, too. His design is okay. It's not bad, but it's not, like, good either. It's not super good either. It's Roy. He looks like your average trainer. If anything, I congratulate the fact that his trainer outfit looks like something you can find in your closet, which I do like. I always like the comfortability. My criticism is his shoes. I don't like the flip-flops or sandals or whatever. I don't like those. The reason I don't like those is because when you're a Pokemon trainer, I always like to imagine you're going to be walking in all sorts of terrain. That means tall grass. That means, like, hot areas, cold areas. You're going to be in snow. Like, all those are unideal for just your exposed feet. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't wear, like, open-toed shoes at all. But, like, I know that, like, mosquitoes, bugs, all of those, they'll bite at your ankles and at your feet area. Or, like, you'll get cold, or it makes it harder to run. Yeah, it's harder to run in open-toed shoes instead of closed-toed shoes. Yeah, all of that just seems like a health hazard waiting to happen. So I'm not exactly down for it. Roy's wearing sandals to Glacial Mountain. Exactly. Yeah, Liko's outfit, on the other hand, Liko's outfit looks comfortable too. Honestly, I think, I don't know much about female fashion at all, so I could be an idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about. But I do like the jacket. I think the jacket is my favorite part of her outfit, just because it completes it. Like, it's a light blue. It's a very light blue, contrasting with the yellow bag. A lot of people have already told me Liko's outfit is based off Oshawott, which is funny because I believe Anne's outfit is supposed to be based on Sprigatito's or something. Yeah. Anyway, point is, I like it. I think it's a very comfortable outfit. It's very well suited for if she decided to travel. It's got everything it needs, honestly. I can't really complain about it. Everything on her looks good. Hair's kind of weird, but... And I'm mostly talking about that little spout of hair that sticks up. Everything else, fine. But I've removed that thing, and honestly, it doesn't affect her whatsoever. You can definitely tell if you remove that little tail on her hair, nothing will be missing. But you would definitely notice something's missing. But at the same time, it wouldn't ruin her design. Like, get rid of it. I don't know, I just don't like it. But that's like the only criticism I have for Liko. Other than that, her entire outfit's good. I kind of wish Terapagos would go into pendant form sometimes, because I'd like Liko with the pendant. The pendant kind of helped the outfit, because it was almost the same color. Like it's playing with the same color. Liko is playing more on the light blues, greens, and teals. She's playing more on the aquamarines, light blues, indigos, whites, and teals. And since indigo and white are good colors together, it's almost like if you wanted to say what is Liko's major color theme, it's almost a mint. Yeah, she's got Sprigatito too, so it's like she's playing around with like spring colors, like greens and light blues and teals and aquamarines and indigos and whites. So it feels like she's more of a like springtime mint. Roy, on contrast, feels like a light spice. I don't know how to describe him, actually. He's got reds and whites. Honestly, I don't think he needed white. I think he just needed red and black. Only because Liko's already sporting the white. So we just got a bunch of white all over the damn place. And if you know anything about traveling, you get dirty. Like, you get dirty. Like your outfit can get dirty as hell. So why wear all the white? She's a turquoise, he's a garnet. Pretty much, yeah, I think that's the best way to describe it. Yeah. Also, he's got Fuecoco, so that kind of complements it. I guess because Fuecoco has the white mask, that kind of complements it too. So the color schemes are okay. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, moving on. We learn that there's another character in the mist. Now, I know we get introduced to a bunch of other characters later. I'll go ahead and review the other Rising Volt Tacklers at some other time. I'm going to get the main characters out of the way first, and then we'll go down the list from there. The third main character is our homegirl, Neato Thing herself, Dot. But she's not revealed as Dot right away. In fact, she's just revealed as Murdoch's niece. And she's enclosed because she doesn't like going into the outside world. She's an introvert, playing around with the modernism of this because, let's be real, introvert is a term that has been used for years. But as far as its usage recently, introvert's been used more so in this era than it's been used in like years past. Like, I want to say in the 90s, the 80s, hell, the 70s. Introvert wasn't a term that was used that much. It's only now that we've entered that era where different diagnoses are blatantly told out now in a way that shows what this person is. You can walk down the street and you'll see a kid and they'll be acting different. It's like, oh, this kid has this. This kid does this. This kid is this. Oh, these guys are this. I'm an introvert. I'm a this. I'm an ABXY personality. I'm an FT. We weirdly enough, we've gone to this era of more labels, but I'm not going to go into that. The reason I brought that up is because it ties into Dot right now. None of the characters say it, but she is an introvert in the sense that she's doing the traits of an introvert. I'm not sure why the characters aren't saying what it is, but I'm guessing it's because it's a kid show and they don't want to get too deep into that. Point is, Dot's a streamer. So it's kind of her like Jekyll and Hyde situation too, where Dot is closed in when it comes to the outside world, but when it comes to streaming, she's all over the place. She's wacky. She's wild. She's the Neato Thing here, coming to teach you how to catch your first Pokemon. Boom, 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 boom. Like she's doing. It's almost like she's a faucet. Where you know how you run a faucet, but if you put your thumb or something to block the faucet, then all that water pressure's got to go somewhere. I'm feeling like she holds it all in and it boils up, and then once she starts streaming, it all comes out, And then when she clicks the off button on the stream, all that energy comes right back down. It's like it's all like leveled up. You know how like in the Pokedex it says Raichu stores electricity, but if it stores too much, it'll get aggravated. It's like that, right? She's not even an introvert. She's a hikikomori. Same with Liko. She's not introvert. She's just shy. Yeah, but I think that's partly due to the fan base. And Kuro, you bring up a good point. I think it's because the fan base is like diagnosing a lot of characters, because they did the same thing with Go. They did the similar thing with Go, where they was like, Go is showing introvert traits, and he did for all of 2 episodes and then never did it again. But the point is, it's hard. We'll use the term, it's hard for her to come out of her shell for right now. I think that's the most appropriate term for that. As far as Dot goes as a character design, they decided to, I think they're mostly sticking with like secondary and tertiary colors for this squad, which makes a lot of sense considering the fact that these characters are mostly in their like lighter colors. Ash's series, they used very dominant, prominent, like harder colors. Ash was a very vibrant blue, red, white, and yellow. He was something you could recognize from like a distance. Meanwhile, you got Brock. He used his oranges and greens, the secondary colors, really hard based colors that you can see though. These characters are using more of their tertiary colors. They're mixes, they're matches, they're non-dedicated colors. And Dot is doing that too. Dot's more using like magentas and pinks and purples, which are all within the same layer in the color scale if done correctly. Dot's hair is like a more darker purple, while it's left with the magenta. It's complemented by the Pokemon she winds up getting, which is Tinkatink. Quaxley doesn't fit any of this at all, but they had to give Quaxley to somebody, and the best choice would be, well, Dot. Dot is the only one. But they did think about this. Remember, Nido Thing is blue. Yeah, it's based off a female Nidoran. Nido Thing is blue, so it complements Quaxley. So it makes sense. They're both a light blue color. So, there you go. That's me taking a stretch. There you go. Liko never sports red, and she only sports yellow when she has her fanny pack. Yeah, pretty much. And that's what pretty much goes for the main characters. And their chemistry is really well done. Roy is more out there, and like he's the shonen like protag that uses all of the like explosive energy. Meanwhile, Liko's the more calm one, and she's on a mission of discovery. It's actually kind of ironic. She's curious about things. Curiosity and the cat. Like, obviously, she doesn't die. At least I hope not. That'd be kind of dark for Pokemon. Although they've killed Ash like 4 times at this point. Anyway, point is, Liko is the curious one. Much like her starter Pokemon, she has a cat. Curiosity. She's off to learn more, but she's also very polite and she wants to learn more in a respective way, but she's coming out more and becoming more assertive and assured of herself. If you want to say that she reminds me of anybody, honestly, I say Serena outside of the like whole how she talks with her mother thing. That's weirdly who I compare Liko to. I think like if we had to use the existing cast members, I'd say Liko is a lot like Serena in some ways, or at least the Serena that traveled outside of her home, not the Serena that talks to her mother. Later on, she starts to become more assertive and sure of what she wants to say. But as of right now, Liko's mostly just like the watch my P's and Q's in front of everybody, but I'm not going to sit up here and let you harm my friends type of personality. I do like that. And that shows how like varying her personality can be on her quest to explore more, on her quest to learn more. And honestly, I like Liko's personality the most out of this entire trio. The other two, while I do like their personalities to a degree, I honestly feel like with Dot, they have kind of set in stone what Dot is. And everything up to this point is just like a lot of the common tropes. If you all heard my last review, which you can watch on YouTube right now, one of my least favorite episodes is when Dot's mom shows up, because it's just been done to death. And that's not Dot's fault. That's not even Dot's mom's fault. It's just unfortunately, this is the episode formula they decided to go with Dot. And I honestly would have liked it more if they had dug more into her streaming. Because how many people stream and their parents know nothing about their streaming? They don't know anything about it. Even if they say, hey mom or hey dad, I'm streaming, some of those parents don't know what that is. They don't know what that is. That's not to say parents are stupid. They just don't know. They don't know. They'll just be like, oh, my kid's playing on the computer right now. Or, oh, my kid is doing some weird thing. They keep talking to the computer. I don't know who they're talking to. It's like that. And I wish they had went that route with her. Not this whole, like, sweetie, it's time to stop traveling the world. But I want to travel the world. Well, I'm your mother and blah, blah, blah. Like, we've been here. We've done this. It would have been a lot better if she had tried to learn. And then, yeah, Liko even says it. There's a mom alert at some point during the stream because the mom is like barging in without any context. Dot's still a kid, so it would make a lot of sense for that to happen many times. But she doesn't know that Dot has influenced so many people. How cool would it have been if Liko had been like, you can't take her away from streaming. I'm her #1 fan. And then Liko starts to bring up like Dot stuff and sees that Dot's got like, I don't know, millions of fans who tune into Nito thing. And she starts looking and she's like, I'm learning more about my daughter. And then we see like her do an episode of Nito thing. And then you can see the mom come in as Nito Queen thing. And that would have been funny. Like, mom, what are you doing? Boom, 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 boom. Like, that would have been fun. And she kicks her out and she's just like, all right, fine, I won't do it anymore. Well, how cool would that have been? But no, we gotta do the dumbass, let's have a battle. If you win, you get, yeah, but if I win, you're coming home with, yeah. Like, come on, really? Is that what we're doing? That's how we're spending our Dot development? Boo, 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 boo this episode. Boo this episode. Nito mom. Yeah, let's go. See, that would have been so much better. Imagine the end of the episode ending with Dot logging into her account and just receives comments from a Nito mom profile account. Exactly. Like, that would have been so, and then they do like a fun little collab, but it's embarrassing the crap out of Dot. Like, oh man, that would have been great. That would have been great. Because think about it, she already has the quirky, like, personality. So it would have been like a generation deal. And that would have been so much better. We're still talking about Dot's character development, so I guess that's why it is. But if we want to talk about the other characters and their relationships with their families, let's roll it back to Liko for a second. So she has 3 main important people, obviously, in her life. Her dad, her mom, and her grandmother. But if we were to talk about the ones that are actually like important, it would probably be her mom and her grandma. Sorry, Pops. You're just not as important. But no, the mom is a researcher herself. She's a researcher, and her grandmother is literally like an expeditionist. She's an adventurer already. She's about that adventure life. And honestly, I like it. And I love when Liko's grandma was on the ship. During the times that Liko's grandma was on the ship, she didn't overstay her welcome. She didn't like appear in every last scene of every last episode. She would prove to be useful when she needed to be useful, but they didn't withhold her only for plot purposes. There were other times when she was just chilling. Oh, I'll have tea with the others for a little bit. Now I'll stay in my room and have tea by myself. Oh, I'm going to go out and have, eat food with Ludlow and Dot. Oh, but in this episode, I'm going to go ahead and just let them take care of it. I'm not involved. Now, in this episode, we're going to go fight Lapras together. Like, she was in and out. There was never a point where she overstayed her welcome or understayed her welcome. And I love that about her. And I want to say she definitely was a big step for Liko to develop as a character as well, too. And I liked that. I really did like that. I'm glad that she was a temporary Rising Vote Tacklers member, and they did it right. They did not keep her too long. They didn't ruin her character development. They didn't do it. The mom has a very clear understanding of Liko And it's good. It's good. I'm glad that they're saving her off a little bit. They could have easily had her, like, fill in a lot of that time, but then she would have been a mom. Like, she even admits it in one of the episodes. She's like, no, if I did that, I'd be too much like a mom. And right now, while I am Liko's mom, she doesn't need a mom right now. She needs inspiration. She needs to learn. And I'm not going to coddle her. And I like that she respects Liko to this degree. It's a 10-year-old, holy crap. But it's weirdly mature writing when it comes to a mom character. Most mom characters in Pokemon, they either make them overprotective or like they look off and go, okay, do your thing. And like they can never find a clear balance. Where here, the mom character is in depth because she knows what her daughter wants and she knows how her daughter is. And she's not going to overstep that boundary. But at the same time, she is still going to like do what's necessary. I mean, hell, she hired the Rising Volt Tacklers to protect her and bring her back home. As far as her dad goes and Liko's dad, he's at a clear understanding of what's going on too. I think in the episode that he debuted in, he had to learn about Liko's character because she's growing up. And we've been down that road too. Not just with Pokemon, just with things in general. It's been that whole like, this is your daughter. That's my daughter. My daughter's been doing this whole time. I didn't know. Your daughter's growing up, dear. Oh, if you're growing up. Like, yeah, we've seen this. We've done this. So, yeah, sorry. Just don't get me wrong. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. A formula can work. But there's ways to twist it to where it doesn't seem like we're just going through the motions, right? But let's read the comments because they're getting kind of full and I want to make sure I get everybody. What do we got? Just today I read Go as a neurod virgin. What is that? Liko never sports red. Okay, you already read that. I already read that. Liko wants something beyond what her parents do. Not to mention Liko is the narrator and at least half of her speeches is inner monologues. Which, yeah, I just thought about that. There is no narrator in Pokemon Horizons, is there? Or at least I haven't heard it. No, there's a narrator. Is it Liko? Is Liko doing it? Anyway, Dot is basically Penny. That reminds me of the entitled streamer that got her father fired. Wait, what? Because the dad didn't know. Oh. It speaks volume that lots of parents don't know about streaming. Imagine that episode. Okay, I already read that one. It paints the parents in a negative light that they think their way is best for the child, point blank, period. The saddest part is Dot got more episodes than Terapagos. Damn. I think an even better idea would be to use that whole stretch of episodes to introduce some game characters instead of throwing them all in at once. Exactly, that would have been fine because they threw in Nemona, but that's because Nemona's popular. Like, let's face it, Nemona may not even have the best story in Scarlet and Violet, but her design got her where she is. She's popular. Let's keep it 100. She's popular. She's popular. Her design is popular. It's for some. It's attractive. Like Nemona. It's Nemona. When you see her, you recognize her. Plus, she's a meme. She's Pokemon's Goku. She's Pokemon's Goku. Yeah, she's Pokemon's Goku. She was around for 9 episodes, but wasn't intrusive. If anything, she felt like Todd Snap or even Alexa in DA. And Pokemon Da or Decoral Islands. Given how Liko's mom is a teacher, you could infer she knows the do's and don'ts of parenting by dealing with students. Nemona as a main character as a rival energy. I don't like Nemona being there in the Bracious episode. It should have been a hassle. You know, the Dragon's Elite Four trainer who knows Rayquaza. Yeah, that definitely would have been a lot better. I'm going to be real with y'all. We're skipping ahead right now to like a lot more of the minor characters, but I'm going to say it now because she's a main character in Scarlet and Violet at least. Nemona's debut sucked. Oh God, that was... I don't know what the staff was cooking on that one. Nemona's debut was kind of garbage. kind of garbage, y'all. I hate to say it. Kind of trash. Did she fight anybody? She didn't fight a single person. The battle-crazed Pokemon trainer didn't battle a single person. No one? Not Liko? Roy? Dot? Freed? That would have been kind of cool if she fought Freed. Like, that would have been cool. Like, hey, I always wanted to battle a professor. And he's like, please don't call me a professor. She's like, let's fight. And then Pikachu fights off against Palmy, right? They're both electric mouse Pokemon. They end up fighting. But Pikachu's on a league above, like, Palmy in all different ways possible. Yeah, started off with a Palmy, by the way. I don't know why they started off as Palmo. What the hell, Pokemon Horizons? Anyway, she uses Palmy. Pikachu whoops the crap out of Palmy. And then Roy and Liko go, whoa, she got beat pretty bad. I wonder if she upset. And then she goes, yeah, that was the best fight I ever had in my life. Like, she's pumped about it. And Liko's like, who is she? Why is she like this? And then she's like, do you want to battle? Do you want to battle? Like, if you're going to stick with the trope, stick with the trope. Like, you already have an established character in Horizons. Do it. Like, what? Do it. Like, like, at this point, everybody knows that her battle craze is a meme at this point. Meme it out. Have fun with that. It could be a running joke. Like, she wants to battle Roy, like, really badly or something. Fire catches in her eyes. And when she wants to battle Roy, like, runs away or something. Or Liko kind of, like, backs up. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, yeah, make her pushy about it. Go beyond. We already know who she is from the video games. Play with it. I don't know what Nemona did in Pokemon Horizons. I completely forgot. What did she do? What did she do? Completely forgot. I think in one episode, she, like, takes him somewhere and then goes, all right, y'all, I'm bouncing. And then we never see her in the entire episode. She's gone. Bitch is gone. Whole episode. She's just like, well, this is the place. I'm outie. And then just disappears. Like, her debut was doo-doo. Doo-doo. She took them to the Arboliva Woods and then dipped. Exactly. Well, that was some, I don't know what they was cooking. Well, what were they cooking? Because that was the worst debut I ever seen in my life. Acorn says, I don't like Nemona that much in general. Kuro says, because we have a Palmy on the ship that didn't go to anybody. Pokemon trainers can have multiple Pokemon. Who cares? What? Because oh God. I think she fought a random trainer that we didn't give a fuck about. I think that Nemona was thrown in there to act as a reference when she appears at the academy for continuity. I'll talk about that in a second, Navy. Actually, no, I'll talk about it right now because I read the last comment. I'm going to be real with y'all. Sometimes referencing a character so that you can have continuity fuel for later can sometimes backfire. In writing, that can backfire. Because, yeah, it's like, oh, I met you from before, which is a good, like, transitional period. But what it also does is mean that it puts an extreme amount of pressure for them to make a good impression on their debut. If they don't make a good impression on their debut, then it's, oh, yeah, that one person that I met that one time when we were doing that one thing. Like, it's like, it's one of those, like, they stuck the landing but messed the jump up, right? I said I wasn't going to do any more sports references. What the hell? Well, this is an athletic. Yeah, whatever. Oh, where them rivals at in general? Exactly, yeah, like, this. Bruh. Where my Arvin at? Because they had a whole episode about making curry. And Arvin, now granted, that was in Galar. So Arvin couldn't be there. But still, where my Arvin at, bro? Like, I feel like they should have introduced, like, Arvin and Penny first instead of Nemona. And had a better debut, and she'd probably have a better return. Absolutely, because she had such a good debut. Which, I guess we can move on to her, too, because I don't want to keep getting mad at Nemona, because, God, they dropped the ball on her. They dropped the Pokeball on her. What was that? What was that, you? What was that, you? All right. So, when going to the school, Liko, which sucks. This is why I said Liko should be in the school longer. She ends up befriending a girl with an Oshawott as her starter named Anne. And honestly, Anne's one of the greatest characters on the face of the planet. She's not the greatest. I'll tell you that later. But she's one of the greatest characters just because she was Liko's opposite, but in a way that made them sisters. Yeah, they're basically sisters. They're besties for the resties. Realistically, I think she should have been on the cast. It's a crime that she wasn't. She compliments Liko. She gets her out of her shell. Liko's the responsible one. She's the kooky one. When you get them together, hold on to your sides. But it worked. It worked. It's a formula and a chemistry that worked. Not to say that Liko and Roy don't work, but Roy's after the fact. Liko and Anne happened then and there. They started off from the same beginnings. They were both roommates. Liko doesn't know anything about Roy until they get to the island. And at that point, it's, we both started off. And Liko's like, you should join us. And Roy's like, bet. Whereas here, they're both starting as beginners. Anne's there first, technically, but not that long. And she's just about as new as Liko is. They're both getting their first starter Pokemon. They're experiencing things together for the first time. By the time we get to Roy, Liko already has some experience with Sprigatito and has some experience with life or death battles with the Explorers. It's already been done. She can't relate to Roy on the same level. Here, Anne is experiencing everything that Liko is experiencing. And because of it, they go through things in a much more fun way. Realistically, I think both characters should have wound up. Liko be the one that's kidnapped, but Anne winds up following due to hilarity. Liko winds up getting snatched up by Freed and his Charizard. Meanwhile, we've got Anne grabbing on the Charizard's tail. And then Freed goes, whoa, looks like we got a stowaway. And Anne's like, I'm here, yo. And then they're like, please don't take me back. I want to explore the world too. And she's like, we can do it together. And Liko's like, I'm not sure about this. And she's like, it'll be fun. And then they do like their besties heart or whatever. I don't know. I feel like it would have been a better formula. And again, this isn't to say that I don't like Roy. I just know that this is a better combination that does exist, but unfortunately dies due to the marketing. But we do get Anne later on, so it's okay. And from the scans, it looks like she evolved Oshawott into Dewott. So whatever happened in there, we're going to see it in the future when it happens. But for now, let's go ahead and discuss the other members of the Rising Volt Takaras. We discussed Liko, we discussed Roy, we discussed Dot. Now it's time to go into the... I think we'll discuss the others and then move up to Freed and Captain Pikachu later. So when Liko gets introduced, she gets introduced to a lot of colorful characters. One of them being Murdoch. Also, Dot's uncle. Murdoch has a Rockruff and an Alcremie. Mostly Pokemon that revolve around cooking, right? He's the chef of the Rising Voltaclers. And sadly, other than being super emotional about Dot, the show hasn't really given us much else. There's like a couple of moments where he has to share an episode with them, but he only gets his one episode, and that's the one where Alcremie winds up making a strawberry cream for his cake instead of a minty green cream for the rival chef's cake. But they were friends at first, but because he made the strawberry cream for his cake, it winds up selling better than the strawberry cream cake. So because of that, they have a fight and they hate each other. But then they wind up meeting each other again and they become friends. And then we have a food fight. Not like a food fight as in them throwing food at each other. I mean a food fight as in like they use food-based Pokemon to do food-based stuff. And it becomes a cook-off, or I guess a bake-off. And then it turns into an episode of the British Baking Show. Yay! That's Murdoch's only episode. Murdoch has some good dialogue in the dub. Nice. Murdoch and Molly are the voices of reason. But yeah, other than that, we don't really get much about Murdoch. Like, we realistically don't. Outside of that one episode and his relationship with Dot, that's pretty much all we get. Yeah, he makes donuts for Dot because Dot likes donuts. And then that's about it. I hate to say it. Why didn't Murdoch get Poltergeist? a bro was robbed. Yeah, tea and cakes. That would have actually been pretty cool if he got that. Huh. It's sad. Well, let's move on to the next one. The next one I want to talk about is Molly. Molly is the ship's, well, Nurse Joy. And that's because she used to be a Nurse Joy a long time ago. And at first, what's up, Rescue? And at first, she doesn't talk about that until she literally just talks about it one episode. She just brings it up. She literally just brings it. She doesn't openly say it was a Nurse Joy. But she says, in my old profession, we can only stay in one spot. But there's Pokemon all around the world that can be healed. So I was like, screw that, and I joined the Rising Volt Tacklers. Let's cut to the chase. She's a former Nurse Joy. Let's just say that. Like, come on now. We're not kidding ourselves. It's the pink hair, the Chansey. She's a former Nurse Joy. Like, that's what she is. She's a former Nurse Joy. We're not gonna fool ourselves here. And honestly, outside of that big revolution, outside of that big reveal, that's like the biggest thing we got going for Molly. That's like it. I hate to say it, that's like it. Yeah, she gets episodes. Don't get it twisted. In fact, one of the Pokemon that Liko catches, Hatena, winds up becoming very inspired by Chansey and its healing. But that's about as far as it goes. Which also, I'm a little upset with Hatena. And this is like rolling back on episode 45. Why didn't it become the white mage in the Rayquaza fight? You know, while all the Pokemon are fighting, Hatena could have like healed them with Heal Pulse so that they can get back up and fight Rayquaza some more. That would have been so cool. But whatever, we're going back. Oh yeah, like Hatena and Chansey could have been healing the Pokemon while they're fighting. Unlimited health. They're like fighting back and treat it like a whatever. I'm not, I don't care anymore. Revelation. Thank you, Rosales. Words are weird. Anyway, Molly never got her own episode. The two she gets are shared with Liko, Arboliva, and Mousehold. Yep, pretty much it. And she spills her entire backstory right then and there. We don't even get that moment the Pokemon Horizons always likes to do. You know, where they're like, it began a long time ago. And then go, and then like show like the screen turns from like a regular screen to a movie screen. And we get like a flashback. And we don't get that. That doesn't happen. We don't get like that at all. And Orla even got one of those. But for some reason, we don't get that. So yeah. That's Molly. All right, moving on to Orla. Orla, she is the ship's engineer, and honestly, she is known as a fan favorite throughout this show because she, yeah, she's, a lot of people, she's mammy. Let's just say that. She's engineer. She's STEM mammy. She's engineer mammy. She's hot, all right? We're just gonna fucking say it. She's hot. She's hot, all right? God darn it. She's hot. And I'm not just talking about when she's in the boiler room. I mean, she's hot. All right? That's the whole reason why people give her a pass. It's because she's hot. Freaking hot. Damn it. She's hot. She's attractive. A lot of people like her. Plus, she's an adult, so nobody get in trouble for liking her. She's hot. There, I said it. All right, so with that being said, excuse the loud college obnoxious students that are across from my apartment complex because they believe, oh, Friday, they can just be obnoxious jerks. Anyway, back to the show. Orla, sadly, Orla's voice in the dub sucks. Orla's the ship's engineer. She actually does get an episode to herself. Kinda. It's the episode where somebody else likes building things and they have a whole factory and they do the whole, Orla's gonna leave us for this factory. And Orla's like, no, I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna follow the Rising Volt Tacklers because this ship is my ship. And if the ship, actually it's Ludlow's ship, but she's like, I put a lot of heart and soul into this ship. So if this ship breaks, somebody's got to be around to fix it. And, I think the problem I have with that whole episode is generic too. I think the problem I have with that episode is, You know what? Fine. Do the whole, like, Orla may leave trope. We didn't get to hear the whole conversation, so we don't know that Orla's really planning on staying, but we're gonna think she's leaving because that's what's happening. Do that. Do the Orla thing. Do that. But use it in a way that has the characters look back on themselves. Because if you don't know, at the beginning of the episode, everybody begs Orla for something. They're like, Orla, the water's not working. Orla, the heat in my room isn't working. It's cold. Orla, the ship needs more fuel or whatever. Orla, for some reason, this isn't working. Orla, can you fix this? She gets frustrated. The show never tackles it. The show never goes back to it. The show never references it. They never refer to that at all in that episode. They never show that Orla is openly frustrated with the over-reliance of her in that episode. That way she can't come back and be like, yeah, I get a lot of chores, but I do these things because people rely on me or something. No, they don't do any of that. None of that is done. None of that takes place. In fact, Freed steals the show. Why? Because he winds up taking a bunch of Galarian wheezing and having them do like that purified, like eat the smog and turn it into pure smog thing in order to make it like good smoke instead of bad smoke that'll like blah. They do that, and that's Freed's plan. That's all of that is Freed's plan. And so Orla doesn't even get recognition for it. But at the end she just goes, hey, factory girl, your factory's nice and all, but I got people who need me. I'm like, none of the characters apologize for asking her to do a bunch of stuff. None of the characters reflect on the fact that there were jerks to Orla. None of the characters stop and think about, oh, maybe we're pushing Orla a little too hard. No, Liko and Roy don't even offer to learn some of the stuff that Orla's doing so that they can help out around the ship. No, they're just jackasses for this episode. Whole episode, just a bunch of assholes. Don't screw Orla. I guess she's on here as our ship slave forever because we're not gonna have her literally develop past, wait, I gotta stick with the family. Like, what? So sorry about that, Ren. I didn't like that episode. I'm just, other than that, her development's great. I mean, or at least what she's had. So far, I think the issue I have, I kind of wish she was a better battler. She's got some she's got Metagross. A pseudo. She's just rocking a pseudo legendary, yet she's trash at battle. Like, what? Yeah, I get it. Not every Pokemon is meant for these streets, but come on now. It's Metagross. Like it can fight. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird that it doesn't know how to scrap. It's weird seeing a Metagross that don't know how to scrap. Again, I get it. Not every Pokemon's built for these streets, but I mean, come on. Let's move on to the next one. Next one is Ludlow. Honestly, Ludlow had it bad for a bit. We gonna be real with you on this one. Ludlow had it bad for a bit. Like a bit. This is just some old dude. Technically, the Rising Volt Tackler ship belongs to him. It's his ship. It's his boat. It started off as his boat. And then it wound up becoming like an airship. He is the most inoffensive, but woo! We had to climb mountains to get his character development. And honestly, which is sad because I love his character. It took us forever. But once we finally got Ludlow to I want to say once we got him to fight Lapras, once we got him to use the surf, like the dog fight against Lapras on the ship, I think at that point we got what we wanted. Dude used Quagsire and was just like, Quagsire, use surf, move the waves, hoist the sails, this Lapras will take us over our dead bodies. And he's like moving the ship around. Or when the Palafin episode with Haru come on and the mighty G. Like, oh my God, woo! He can only be Mighty G for 3 minutes. Yes, it's an All Might reference. Yes, he's doing like the 3-minute deal. Yes, he's doing like the Sentai superhero thing with the love. And he's doing all of that. It took us a while to get to this point, but honestly, I like Ludlow. I mess with Ludlow heavy. I mess with my boy heavy. Ludlow, my dog. He the OG dog. That's my dog. That's the OG dog.
What the dog doing?
That's the OG dog. I ain't even mad at him. Buddy got a Quagsire and a Sharpedo, and he ready for the streets. He fought Lapras in a dog fight. He fought Cloths on the beach. He fought alongside Urukamon. He out here. Not even mad at this boy. He also gives good advice and life lessons to the kids and views. Yeah, and he also fulfills Professor Oak's like I want to say he do poems or jokes. No, he does puns. He does puns. He does dad jokes. And I like when I like the one episode where Liko's grandma was about to leave. So they made like a clip show. They made like a movie for Liko's grandma. And when they played the movie, he makes like a clip show joke about it. And everybody just looks at him. He's like, what? Because it's a movie and we're, you know what, fine, whatever, I'm funny. I don't need y'all. Like, bruh, yeah, Ludlow, it took us a long way to get to it. Oh, God, because he had a lot of nothing for a bit. He would give his occasional quotes that were wise, but, it took us a hefty minute to get some good Ludlow content. And I'm happy. I like what we got. Even during the final few episodes, when they hopped on his motorboat in order to get to the Team Explorers, he had Quagsire use Hydro Pump so he could make the motorboat like swim there fast. I'm like, yeah, my boy is going in. I need for Ludlow's Quagsire to prevent Sango's Glalie to self-destruct due to damp. It'll be so funny. Oh yeah, that would be funny. Yeah, and I haven't even talked about Team Explorers yet. We're getting to them. Don't you worry, your little heads. We're getting to them. But yeah, I like it. Hopefully they stay consistent with it. But before we talk about Freed, I want to talk about this real quick. Sadly, based on the direction and where this show is going, I hate to say it, I think that these characters I just named, these 4 characters that I just named in the Rising Voltacklers, I think they're not going to get much development for a while. Yeah. Because the story's shifted. The story's mostly taking place in Naranja. Well, they don't need to be in Naranja. They're just dropping the kids off at Naranja because that's where the story's taking place now. So sadly, I want to believe that Orla, Molly, Murdoch, and Ludlow aren't gonna be, they're not gonna be like in the series much until it's time to hop back on the Rising Voltackler ship. So until the Naranja arc is over, I don't think we're gonna get many episodes with them anymore, which is sad because it's very clear there's a huge imbalance in character development with these guys. Now, granted, you can argue we're on episode 45. We're only like what? We're less than halfway of 100 episodes. So it would be rather unfair to put them in that position now. But at the same time, I'm like, we've had 45 episodes to develop this crew. They gotta have at least some that would get some decent development. But I can tell you right now, Murdoch's gotten terrible development with only 1 real episode. Molly's gotten terrible development, mostly with 2 episodes, but those episodes had to be shared with Liko. And hell, Liko shared Murdoch's episode if you want to think about it. So they had to share theirs with Liko. Sadly, the character's level of importance has been all over the place. And I think the worst display of this was during the episode where they fought Team Explorers on the beach. Now, think about it. The 2 Team Explorer members that were with Amatheo, they're not terribly strong. I mean, Fuecoco winds up fighting a Rhydon And that's like a huge power difference, but for some reason he can hold his own. And Liko winds up fighting the girl that was obsessed with Sprigatito, only to beat her freaking Golduck. Meanwhile, when the Team Explorers end up fighting Rising Voltacklers that aren't Liko and Roy, they get the freaking butts kicked. They get slapped in the ground. They get slammed on the ground. They freaking get knocked. They get the 2 front teeth kicked in. Like, what? What is this? What is this? They definitely need to eat their Wheaties, because, bro, what is this? They got the shit kicked out of them. And it's like, okay, that's like the last major thing we seen y'all do, too, as a unit, as a team. Granted, they've done other stuff, and this isn't solely a Pokemon battle anime, like, say, XY or whatever. This is a situation where the characters are useful in other ways. Utilitarian ways are good, but they've also done baking, they've done navigation, they've done travel, they've done engineering, they've done doctoring. But we don't even get to see much of that in the series. We see it bits and bits, little by little, but we never seen a situation where Murdoch is like, oh, I'm trying to fix the ultimate dish, but I just don't have like the berries for it, because the berries I'm looking for are like extremely rare berries. And as a joke, you can make them the berries you'll only get during e-reader or something. But I mean, not for the show. The show wouldn't have an e-reader system. I mean, for us, they'd be like, oh, well, I've never even heard of that berry. Oh, snaps, it's a reference to the berry you only find. We never get an episode where Molly is trying to cure a Pokemon, and the rest of the Rising Voltacklers have to leave, but Molly needs to cure this Pokemon, so she's got to make a choice. Does she want to stick around, or does she want to leave? But then she puts all of her doctoring into it, and then Terabagos does like a little like magical power or something, and it helps. Or Hatterene does like heal pulse along with Chansey, and it's enough to help make sure that they get there in time. Or it could be a flying type Pokemon, right? And the flying type Pokemon has been so injured, and Molly feels bad, so she leaves the Rising Voltacklers to stay behind. So while the ship is going, she's sad. But then the flying type Pokemon, now that it's fully healed, it's like, oh, you really missed him, don't you? And she's like, yeah. And then it takes her and flies her all the way over. And she's like, yay, Molly's back. And she's like, hey, if you take care of Pokemon, Pokemon will take care of you. Yay, Molly has learned to blah, blah, blah. Like, they never do that. There's never an episode like that. There's never a moment like that. Like, it's very clear the characters got shafted when it came to developing who they are. They don't even get captures. Like, they just use the Pokemon they have. And again, we can definitely use development on the Pokemon they have too. But wouldn't it have been cool if Molly caught like another Pokemon that is withheld? Like Audino. She could have caught an Audino. That would have been cool. Unova trainers have Audino, so that would have been pretty neat. Or have Murdoch catch another Pokemon. Have him catch Slurpuff or Swirlix. That would have been kind of cool. Wouldn't it have been cool? Like, oh, I have a Swirlix now or something. That would have been nice. But they don't do that. They don't. All battles would have been avoided if Metagross had used Psychic. But they don't do that. And sadly, I think unfortunately the Rising Voltacklers are going to miss out on a lot of that because the show's not about them anymore. I think Naranja will just be a backdrop for the Explorers to hide and get intel. If anything, the Rising Voltacklers will get Tracy'd for at least 15 episodes. This is reminding me of the Alola gang a lot. Freed is basically Lily in terms of attention. All battles will be avoided. Okay, I already read that. Molly and Murdoch should have been given challenges to their professions. Case in point, try to heal and cater Pokemon who are ghost or mineral looking, that being because they can't easily be cured or fed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But when we move on, everybody has a captain. Thankfully, this crew has 2 captains. Freed, which is the captain, lowercase letters, and Captain Pikachu, which is the captain, all cap letters. All capital, all caps, all caps, all caps. Whatever, Pikachu. Let's talk about him. So, Freed. Oh, God. What do I say about Freed? So, Freed is a professor. I actually do like that he is a professor, but doesn't like the term professor. That's a fun, like, that's actually a good, like, it's not a running joke, but it's a good, like, little, like, thing he's got going. Like it. He's rather young. He doesn't want to be referred to as like basic. It's almost like calling an old man in some situations. I like it. I honestly think that's okay. He doesn't like react to it every time, but he does prefer the term just to call him his name. Just call him Freed, because the professor thing sounds too professional. Yeah. His joke of not mentioning other things, I'm glad they decided to give that joke a breather, because I'm going to be real with y'all. I was getting annoyed at that joke. That joke was kind of stupid. Better running joke than Pikachu's cute owl. Oh, God. I won't even get into that. Just watch my review of that episode if you want to know that, because I hated that running joke. That was stupid. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. But yeah, Freed. Acorn said something interesting. Acorn said that I'm going to be real. I don't like Freed. I want Acorn to elaborate on that, just because I want to know why. Like, I want to see Acorn's perspective on Freed. To me, I think Freed's pretty cool. I think my issue with Freed is that he hogs up a lot of development that the other characters could have had. That's my view. All moments that could have pointed towards Liko and Roy getting stronger feel like they were put on hold so that Freed and Captain Pikachu can come in and just save the day. And I get it when it was the beginning. I want to say around episodes 1 through 20-ish, that stuff's fine. But once we start reaching the 30s and 40s, I think that crap needed to stop, personally. I think Freed needed to back up a little bit. Freed is basically what would have happened if Brock always defeated Team Rocket with Onyx. Yeah, like, I get it. He's the adult. He's the most responsible one. But I feel like having Freed be the boss all the time just blocked chances for Liko and Roy to really develop. It was always just, okay, Liko and Roy have to wait until Captain Pikachu shows up, because they're clearly not going to be able to fight whatever's going on with their tiny baby cat and their tiny baby alligator. So it's very clear that, or crocodile, sorry, their tiny baby crocodile. So if they want to live much longer, then Pikachu or Charizard better show up soon. Otherwise, they're going to get body whopped. And it happened a lot to a frankly uncomfortable degree. I want to say to an uncomfortable degree. He was voiced by Zelgatus Grey Words from Slayer and English dub. He also, I think Itachi voices him too. Well, Itachi has the same voice actor as him too, which is interesting. But yeah, I like Freed. I kind of wish he had a more prominent flaw, other than I forget to mention stuff sometimes. But with that being said, it's weird. I can't exactly, go away notification. I can't exactly say, I don't dislike Freed, but at the same time, I think that's kind of the problem. I wouldn't say he's a Gary Stu. I think the problem is that Freed is Gary Stu light. He's got no flaws, not really. Like sadly, he's the solution to almost everything. He's almost perfect. That's the problem, though. Like, I want to say that because Pokemon and Slayers has the same cast for the 4Kids era. That's kind of weird. But yeah, with that being said, it's like Freed, he doesn't come off as ultimately perfect. He can still make mistakes, but you never see him truly, like, suffer. Thankfully, I want to say the Pikachu episode, the episode where he got Pikachu, that episode does a good job of digging into his character development. But even then, we never see Freed be frustrated about anything. We never see Freed struggle. We never see Freed be in a situation where he's gotta, like, reconsider something. We've seen him worried, but we've never seen him at a low point. Now, you're probably thinking that's probably for a later episode, but for me, it almost separates him from the experience, because it's like nothing can get him down. And sometimes that can be like an admiring quirk, but for Freed, it just comes off, again, as Gary Stu-ish. Like, nothing can bring him down. Like, dude, half your ship just got crushed, and all he can go is, we lost today, but you can learn tomorrow. Yeah, that's a great message to give the kids, but you're a little too positive about the ship that you invested a lot of money in getting cracked the freak open. It's not realistic to not be angry about that. Like, we gotta see some level of frustration or stress. But he doesn't. He doesn't stress on anything. So I get detached. Wow, this guy Freed that they introduced in their trailer seems interesting. He's got a Pikachu. I understand you gotta promote the mascot. Oh, he's got a flying Pokemon. I hope it's a shit, it's Charizard. He's gonna be that character. Oh yeah, marketing the character. He doesn't even end up catching any other Pokemon. That's another thing that kind of bugs me. Like, we never get to see him try to capture another Pokemon or use another Pokemon. It feels like he's just using Pikachu and Charizard because they're popular. So unfortunately, that doesn't help his Gary Stu case. Oh, we're still known why he doesn't like being called professor, doctor in Japanese, or how he knew Roy's grandp. Heck, the field of research he is as an expert even. Yeah, we don't. We have 12 Mons on the ship that could have easily been trained. Yeah, like, I don't know. It feels like they were like, okay, here's the design for a good role modeling perfect character. And they were like, are we going to have that character go through anything? Nope. He's just going to be able to figure everything out and just sort of be able to... I think the most we ever seen him struggle was against Spinel's Beheem and Magnetine combo. That's like the most. That's the most struggle we've ever seen him go through. Outside of that, we never see this man be stressed or frustrated or down. Or we never see him really go through anything. Everything just sort of works out for him. Oh, I'll get that Pikachu. Oh, I'll just go ahead and ask this girl I knew a long time ago conveniently to just, quit her job and turn an entire ship into a floating freaking aircraft. Oh, I'll just take this old man's boat. He'll be cool with it. Like, and then he doesn't even explain how Molly and Murdoch joined the crew. We don't even get flashbacks of those, so we just gotta assume he's got good charisma. And, everybody just says yes to him. Oh, we got to. We got to see a little of that with Dot, where Dot winds up making an app for him because he's like, thanks, I can never figure these technology things out. And he doesn't even seem frustrated about it. He looks at it and he's just like, darn, this sucks. Can you fix my phone, please? And, the phone's glitchy. And I'm like, I'm not sure how Dot's gonna fix that. And he's like, can you also make an app for me? And I'm like, those are two completely different things. You're confusing software design with hardware repair. Those aren't the same thing. You know that, right? Did the staff know that? Did Pokemon know that? Because those are two different things. Dot can be good at software design. But, the odds of her being good at software design and also being good at, computer-based, hardware design. And she also apparently knows how to make software that hacks other software. And she's a streamer. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy all that. I think the show panicked, said, oh crap, we need a tech person, and then didn't, bother to, realize what that meant. So they also had a streamer and was like, streamers use technology, so automatically they know tech. It's almost like when your grandmother or your grandfather ask you to do something that's computer related or technology related on their phone. And it involves something that you don't know anything about, but it's because they saw you on a cell phone that one time, or because you helped them make a text message. But because you helped them send a text at one time, they automatically think you know how to fix viruses. Those two don't correlate. And that's exactly the I guess, weakness they decided to give Freed. I can never understand this technology stuff. What about it don't you understand? Your screen's glitching. First of all, you uploaded the website onto the thing. How do you not know? And how is it glitching? What's going on? I think your Rotom phone's messed up. I don't think the website's messed up. Like it's almost like they combined software and hardware and combined the two and was like, this is the problem. Like, I don't know. That actually goes into the episode that I dislike, so oops. Anyway, yeah, I think the issue, I like Freed, I really do. I do. He's a good character. He's a good dude, but that's also the problem. He's like a good dude. We never get to see anything outside of that. And again, that could be saved for the future. But for now, Freed, I think the only time we ever see him like struggle is when he stops and thinks, there's got to be much more than what I'm doing. It's vague. He's essentially a Disney princess. I want more. More what? More what? What do you want more of? I don't get it. I don't even know what you study. So what do you want more of? Are you trying to say you want to explore the world as a professor? And then do what? Like even to this day, I'm not sure what you do. Like, I've never seen him do professor things. Yeah, like, the Pikachu was the only thing I seen him do professor shit on. And that was because he studied the Pikachu. And, like, what it did. And then everybody's like, oh, Freed is such a... He's such a genius. A genius at what? What? We get to see Dot go through his website. And it's like, he did research on all these Pokemon and where they've been. Was that before or after he joined the Rising Volt Tacklers? I mean, we never see him do any research on these Pokemon. We never see him go, guys, I gotta go, like, we gotta make a pit stop here. Why? Because there's some Charmander who only light their tails super high during this time of year or something. Like, or, oh, these Oddish are special because these Oddish are, like, live in the city instead of the forest. Why? Because like we never see Freed stop and be a professor. So far he's just been doing missions. Like, so far he's just been like, hey, like, freaking Krokorok and the others are causing a disturbance in these ancient ruins. We'll do it if you pay us. Like, he's not, I don't get it. Like, yeah, I think Acorn said it best. He's safe. He's safe. He's a cushion. He's just, like, to me, he's almost marketing first and a character second, which is sad. I like Freed as a character. I do. I think the episode where he caught Pikachu is probably the best we've gotten of him in the series. Sadly, that's where it also ends. Freed is just the dude that's strong enough to keep up with Amethyr. That's it. He is the, I wouldn't even say he's the Goku. He's the Superman of this series. Literally, like, what is the first thing that Liko tries to do when they have to fight against Onyx and Sango? She goes, I'll call Freed. And Roy's like, it's not enough time. And the reason Roy says that is because, yes, there was enough time for Liko to call Freed. But he has to say there's not enough time, because if he doesn't say there's not enough time, then Freed would come in and completely destroy Sango and Onyx. And that would just essentially solve the problem. He just saw, literally they had to make an episode that to keep him trapped in a generic building fighting off against Spinel to keep him out of the equation. Like, what? He steals the show too much and robs the kids of development. Yeah, you want to know, this is going to be so stupid what I'm about to say, but here we're walking into the lake. He's almost like the Ash at home. Does that make sense? Like I want Ash Ketchum. We have Ash at home. He's like that. He's essentially a way to keep the audience distracted from the new main characters. Does that make any sense? I feel like that doesn't make sense. But to me, he's a distraction. He's essentially the character's quick way to go, blah, 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 blah. But no, look, we've got Almost Ash. You love him, right? Come on, Almost Ash, show us your Charizard. Like, I don't know. I want to make it very clear. I do like Freed, But looking at Acorn's comments and then going over everything I just said, I can definitely see Freed being a problem. And that's exactly why I'm glad that the heroes, that Roy, Liko, and Dot are going to school. Because that hopefully will carve Freed out of the equation. But carving him out of the equation only solves half the problem. Remember, Freed said he didn't say it, he doesn't like being called it. But Freed's a professor. And I ain't seeing him do much professoring in. He's to me, he's almost a professor by name alone. Motherfucker, Willow is more of a professor than him. Funny enough, Professor Willow knows Professor Freed. Yeah, that's canon. That's real. Yeah, the guy from Pokemon Go, your phone, he knows Freed. That's canon. Neat. But again, you went out of your way to make a professor that travels. They never done this before, I want to point out, by the way. Professor Oak never traveled with Ash. He had a couple episodes where he's in, but he's never traveled with Ash. Professor Elm literally shows up like once or twice, and we never see him again in the series. Professor Birch has showed up a few times. Professor Rowan showed up like a couple of times. Professor Juniper has shown up multiple times on the field and off the field, doing research openly. I think Juniper. I think Juniper is the best they've got professor-wise, next to Sycamore? Yeah. Yeah. And, and Kukui. We can't, Kukui was literally Ash's father. We can't even, shit. Debatably, he's probably the best professor we've got, because father. And we know what he does. We see what he studies. He studies Pokemon attacks. Augustine, Sycamore, I just like his first name. Sycamore studies Mega Evolution. Freaking Juniper studies Pokemon behavioral traits and as well as Pokemon. I believe she also studies Pokemon evolution. But yeah, we got to see them at least work on the field about that stuff. Freed ain't doing no research. He's taking missions, yeah. But we haven't seen him do any research. Not really. We haven't seen him get in the field. We haven't seen him be a professor. Hell, honestly, I can understand why Freed doesn't like the name professor, because he ain't using the damn title, so why even give it to him? Juniper is myths. Behaviors is oaks. Ah, got it. Cool. Just, I don't know. Freed, weirdly, Freed needs development and no less screen time. I know it sounds weird, and you can do it if you do it right. But Freed needs to back up a little bit, but still, have relevance outside of, here I am to save the day. Yeah, but that's Freed and by extension, Captain Pikachu. Captain Pikachu, honestly, I like Captain Pikachu's character. Yeah, is it very marketing to have a Pikachu? Yes. Sadly, Captain Pikachu suffers the same problem. I want Pikachu. We have Ash's Pikachu at home. Oh, badass tough Pikachu. It even knows Volt Tackle, the move that everybody wanted Ash's Pikachu to relearn. The Pikachu is the Pikachu. Oh, how convenient. It won't evolve into Raichu. Well, I wonder why. I wonder why it won't evolve. It's because it sells the toys. Does it sell the toys? It's selling those toys. Gotta buy them. I mean, catch them all. Gotta sell them all. That's Captain Pikachu, sadly. I like him. I like Captain Pikachu. But that's what he is. Sadly, he will never be able to get rid of that marketing stamp. So toy sales can go through the roof. Cap is still to reveal a fourth move. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I don't know why they're doing that. Honestly, I wouldn't mind him learning fly or something. That'd be kind of cool. Had the balloons. Or aerial ace. I know he can't learn aerial ace. It'd be cool if he could. I don't know. Point is, yeah, Captain Pikachu. Bet it's just fly. like Captain Pikachu, Charizard. Charizard. Cap's fourth move is likely Terra Blast. Yeah, more than likely. But Captain Pikachu is more of a physical Pikachu than a special Pikachu. I think Ash's was more special attacking, with it just happened to know Quick Attack and Iron Tail to cover its bases. Whereas Captain Pikachu is physical. Thunder Punch is a contact move. Volt Tackle is a physical contact move. At this point, it's going 2 for 2. Oh, the only other move it has is Double Team. So when it uses Terra Blast, instead of it becoming a special move, it'll more than likely be a physical move. And since it'll be Terra Flying, it'll wind up having the balloons, but it'll come down and use like a flying like slam on the opponent or something. Something like that. So that's Pikachu. But yeah, like Captain Pikachu, don't get it twisted. I think I'm glad they definitely put a pure separation between Ash's Pikachu and Captain Pikachu. Ash's Pikachu has gone through a couple of personality changes through the show, but as of right now, I'd say Ash's Pikachu is the noble Pikachu. It's like, it'll stick by Ash's side through thick and thin. It's loyal, which is a huge personality switch from what it was when it started the journey. It was a little freaking prick at the beginning of the journey, but now Ash's Pikachu has become he's become brotherly towards younger Pokemon. He's become strong. He's become loyal. Very generic main character traits, but we know Ash's Pikachu when we see it. And then he has a fun side where he does imitations of Pokemon and stuff like that, or takes care of like baby Pokemon. So the Pikachu has had a roundabout of personalities up to this point. Freed's Captain Pikachu is tough man Pikachu, to the big boy Pikachu, badass, it eats meat. Oh, badass Pikachu. Badass. He's a badass Pikachu. Any weak things, a cutesy, you want to bring up any kawaiis around this Pikachu's gonna go,
shut up, bitch.
This is the man's Pikachu. Adrenaline. Yeah, testosterone chew. That's essentially what Captain Pikachu is. Which I'm not mad at it. I mean, it's a clear difference between which Pikachu is which. But what up, Joanne? Wake me up when there's an inboard trainer. Damn. Wait, Bianca. Bianca was an inboard trainer. Bianca had an inboard. She just sucked. That was her problem. I like that slap fight move, so that slap a fighting move on so Captain Pikachu can further throw hands. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. My question is, are they really going to have Pikachu in every new series now? More than likely. So long as there's money to be made.
We've got to have money.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the face of every thing. And X and Y was the only and X and Y and Sun and Moon, it was the only Pokemon that could say its name. They didn't make a Let's Go Hoppip. Nah, it's Let's Go Pikachu. Pikachu! So toy sales go through the roof. But, okay, we're done talking about the Rising Voltacklers, because now it's time to go to the Explorers. Yeah, let's talk about them. And I'm going to go to the website here this time around so I don't mess up names, because I'm going to be real with you. So the Explorers have gotten development, but let's be honest, some Explorers have got more development than others. Let's just be real. Now, granted, that's mostly because some Explorers were introduced later than others. So it's not entirely their fault, but let's be real, that's what happened. So let's get into that though, shall we? So, what do we have? What do we got? Well, we're going to save my boy for last. We're going to save my boy for last. And we're going to go through relevance. I'm going to start with Agate first. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Agate? Is it Agate or Agat? I don't know. I've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time, probably. Anyway, they'll get more development next arc, and that's exactly why I want to talk about them now, so I can skim through them and just move on. Agate, she's the stoic, strong chick. I like her design. I'm going to be real with you, though. I like the design. Pokemon does black characters Pokemon's been odd with black characters. I can't even explain it. I think XY is when they really started using black characters. Now, to me, it doesn't matter. You can make the characters green for all I care. So long as they're cool, they're cool. I don't care about race in fiction because it's not real. The world's not real. I don't care. Oh, best wishes. Yeah, Lenora. You're right. Lenora and Iris. I'm tripping. I completely forgot. You want to know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about Grant. Yeah. So Lenora and Iris. Yeah, you right. Yeah, Lenora and Iris. So yeah, we got them. But I'm gonna be real. Diversity's nice. I'll say that. I'll say diversity's nice. We live in a world where people have rainbow colored hair. Kiawe. That was in Sun and Moon. Honestly, you can make people whatever race they want in Pokemon. I don't care. Just make them good characters and move on. Make them whatever race you want. Do whatever you want with them race-wise. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Some people will literally lose sleep over the fact that there's no Hispanic character in Pokemon. To me, it is what it is. Make them white, Japanese, black, blue, green. Just make them good. That's all I care about. It's all I don't care. I'm not one of those people that'll stab a knife at somebody's face if they don't make the character that I imagine. No, to me, look, just make them good characters, move on. But I will say Agate is a really good looking black character. I like her design. I think she looks good. She looks good to me. I don't know. Agate just looks good. I think she's good. Yeah, she doesn't annoy me. I like it. Not much else to say. She has Metacham. I like that she had an Ultra Ball to catch Rayquaza, but that was just a part of the plan. Anybody could have done that. That's it. That's all I got to say about Agate. Sadly, we'll probably get more development on her later. Nothing much to say about her. Agate and the other two have Mons who can Mega Evolve. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's true. Wait, Onyx has a Pokemon that can Mega Evolve? Oh, yeah, Aerodactyl. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I hate to sell it short on her, but they didn't give me much to work with here. Moving on to Onyx. The other one, I'm going to be real. He works well when he's with Sango. And I'll get into her in a minute. He works well when he's with Sango. He's about as interesting as a rock. Pun intended. He's just there. He's big, broody guy. Weird design. I'm going to be honest with you. Weird design, but he's the brute. He's the knuckles. He's the muscle. Yeah. Onyx is honorable in a fight. Cool. I mean, he's stoic. And honestly, we don't have a lot of stoic characters right now in Horizons. So I think he's fine. I think he's a perfect foil to Sango because they work off of each other so well. He's the one that puts Sango in line. So, there you go. But, it's time to get into one of my favorites. It's time to get into one of my favorites. I love this one. Man. No. I love this one. Woo-wee. Oh, she is just a ball of fun. Man. She's appeared in as many episodes as Onyx and somehow wound up just blowing it out of the water. She is would she be considered a yandere? I don't know what she is, but I love her. Oh boy! Sango! Oh man! Oh, Himiko Toga, but better. Nice. Sango, she's a collector. She's a limited edition collector. She's a scalper, bro. She's a gremlin. She's a gremlin. Bro, she's coming in here with that wild energy.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. No, I love this girl. She's unhinged. She's freaking unhinged, bro. Oh, man. She's unhinged. Girl's unhinged. Caused a whole fit at the store because a cutie fly wound up door dashing the last order of cookies. Homegirl wound up telling Glalie to use self-destruct on sight at the freaking castle. We don't see trainers command Pokemon to use self-destruct enough in this series. In the Ash Ketchum Pokemon series, I don't think we had a lot of trainers even say self-destruct. I don't think we had anybody, because they all cared about the Pokemon and the boo-boo. And then don't worry, the boo-boo-boo. And the Pokemon. No, she's like, fuck it. Blow up. Blow this whole motherfucking thing up, bruh. No, fuck it all up. Blow it all the fuck up, bruh. I don't give a shit. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, Brock Spineco. That was lame. Anyway, blow it all up, fam. I don't even want to see y'all anymore. But you'll die. I don't care, man. Blow it all up, fam. Blow it the fuck up. Burn this motherfucker down. Oh, man, I love Sango. Oh, she's so unhinged. I love when Liko and Roy wind up reading the letter, and they're like, meet me at the Snorlax statue. And Roy's like, this handwriting sucks, bro. She ain't got time for good, legible handwriting. She on demon time right now, buddy. She's on demon time. She's on demon time. That Glalie's just built different. It wound up freezing the entire area and using like that ice spinners to like Beyblade its way on Fuecoco. And then she told it to use Crunch. And she had like a Rowlet lollipop. And she's like, use Crunch! And I was like, hey, yo! Woo! I love her. Every action she takes, every move she makes, she's just perfection incarnate. She is on that demon energy. She is my favorite character in the show. Point blank. She's my favorite character in the show, point blank. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Go do crime was a meme. Bro, you know what? I wish Sango got Tinka-Tink. She needs Tinka-Tink, bro. Bro, imagine her with Tinkaton. Oh, man, the world would crack apart. The world would crack apart, bro. She's mega mean with the Girl was on demon time. She is on demon time the whole way through. Water though. She is on that absolute demon energy. She is on that demon energy, bro. I love everything about this girl. I love the fact that she was like, ha, I'm in disguise now. And Onyx is like, you're not in disguise. Oh, my bad. Ha! Puts on a freaking hat. Now I'm in disguise. Like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Oh, my God. I love her. She's only appeared in like, what, 4 or 5. I love her. Automatically love her. Everything about her. She's like Ayano on dark mode. She's Ayano. You know it, like when you turn your apps like Twitter or Facebook, they all have like a dark mode. Well, when you switch your app from Ayano to dark mode, you get Sango, bro. And honestly, I wish Sango had a streaming service, bro. She'd be out. She'd be on. Oh, she'd be unhinged. She'd be unhinged, bro. She'd be unhinged. Oh, man. Think about it. She's a collector anyway. She cares about limited edition stuff. Bro. Very un-Pokemon character. I think that's why, too. I think because Pokemon's never had a character like her for real. Now, Pokemon's had some strange characters. I'll admit that. So I went back to go watch XYZ one time. And we watched the episode where the first one, we watched the first one. Or not even the first one. We watched the one where they went to go find Puni-chan. Well, one of the Team Flare members, the one with the purple hair, she on some twisted energy, bro. She was like, go find them. And it starts licking all over her lips. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Kids watch Watch the show, bro. What are you doing? Closest we're gonna get is Nemona, but that battle would be crazy. He'll get Sango Gem figurine if it's announced. Oh, hey, a GEM figurine. Sango's a doxer. She's a scalper, bro. You notice how her disguise has the terastalization cap needle thing promoted. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Sango, nice argument, however your location is. Hey, yo. Sango would do that. Sango would be like, bruh, that's a nice argument, but I went ahead and put your IP address online, though. Oh, man. If they do anything to rule... I even figured out that in the previews, she's going to be in the Ranha Academy. She's going to be with them. She's a student. We won, boys. We won. She's going to be a student. We won, boys. We won. Oh, man. I'd like to thank I'd like to thank the Academy, Ranha Academy. Oh, man. But, the demon energy. The demon energy. Oh, man, I'm glazing too hard, as the kids say. We got to move on to the next character. I'm out here glazing. It just, I'm sorry. I love her, y'all. She's the best thing to be introduced to this show, bro. She's the best thing. I think the moment she told Glalie to use self-destruct on that castle, I was just like, this is it. This is everything I needed. This is it. This is what I always wanted. This is what I always needed in Pokemon. You could ever do anything and it'd just be entertaining. I love it. She mega evolved that Glalie and it explodes on Roy and it's over. The Academy will hopefully give us development. I want to see more captures, evolutions, moves, interactions between the characters. Sango, nice balls, bro. And it comes for the But it's time to move on to my main man on the house, Team Explorers. Actually, we'll go on to his mentor first. Look, we gotta talk about his mentor first, because that dude got mad respect. I'm gonna be real with you. Mad respect for your boy. Mad respect from your boy, real quick. I gotta give respect where respect is due. Where is he at? I gotta remember his name though. Where is he? I gotta find him. My bad. Yeah. Oh, Humber. That's who I gotta talk about. Humber. Yeah, Humber. This guy. What's up, Nessa? What's up? We're talking about the characters in Pokemon Horizons, because we're essentially talking about everything from episode 1 to episode 45, or at least like the clip notes, the important stuff. Humber. Mad respect for this dude. Honestly, yeah. Buddy put Amethyst through it. He put him through the training method. I'm caught up currently. Yeah, I'm caught up too. In fact, you can watch my episode 41 through 45 review on YouTube. Also, what's up, Jackie? But Humber, love him. I thought that this dude was gonna treat Amethyst like a forgotten stepchild or something. No, he was like, bro, I'll give you the training. I'm gonna be hard on you though, because I believe in you. So we got to see this dude go hard. Gave Amethyst the Terastalization orb too. Buddy wasn't playing around. He was like, oh, you thought I was just some old butler man? No. My Dusknoir got the hands. What? He got the boxing gloves. What are you talking? Bro, Shadow Fist him real fast. Boof. Buddy had the boxing gloves, bro. He was giving him the mittens. What? He was giving him the mittens. He was giving Amethyst the mittens. What? Like, nah, it was wild. He ended up fighting Liko's grandma on even terms. But that's all I got to say about him for right now. The show doesn't really give us much about him outside of, he's like a grandfather to Amethyst, which is good. We needed that level of development. We needed that guidance. But let's get on with our boy. Our homie. A man who started from the bottom, now he's here. Amethyst. Honestly, best character development we gotten so far is out of him. I'm going to be real with you on it. Dude already started off as like this very, he started off kind of noble, but at the same time he was very angry. He was very angry and he was very like, how do I put this? He wanted to not be ignored. He hated being like treated lesser. So he made it an effort to like try to bite more than he can chew. That was his issue. And then Buddy got humbled. Rayquaza humbled him. He humblayed his ass. Rayquaza humblayed his ass. He humblayed him. He didn't humble him. He humblayed. And Amethyst and Ceruledge were like, damn, I ain't really shit, am I?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
So, but he went through the hyperbolic time chamber, aka the training room with Humber, and he said, bro, put me through the worst training you got. And he's like, you sure? And he's like, I'm dead ass. And he's like, you serious? And he was like, as a heart attack. And Buddy went through his training arc. He went through his he put the nose to the grindstone. He said, I'm going through my arc right now. And when he went through that arc, man, he came back up. He came back as him. Amethyst came back as Amahimo. Like, Amethyst came back as Himberlees. Like, oh, man, more like Himkelees. He came in and fought toe-to-toe with Rayquaza along with Charizard. Buddy was getting them ceaseless edges in. He was getting them shadow claws in. He was getting them phantom dives in. I was like, hey, yo. This is the result. And he didn't just change with his battling. His battling isn't the only thing that changed. His attitude changed. At first, he really got, like, let Spinel get under his skin. Because Spinel was better than him. He was like the Commander Zhao of the Zuko's, right? But then, like, Spinel got under his skin. But after he trained, Amethyst wasn't even tripping off of him anymore. He's like, oh, so this is what Spinel was doing while I was away? Huh, whatever. All right, bet. Ceruledge, Terastalize. Let's actually fight Rayquaza. Let's not do this convoluted plan in order to do minor damage. Let me give him the hands myself. Because as I recall, Rayquaza, you wound up slapping me. Well, it's time to slap back. Oh. And Buddy said, let me go in. Let me get my hits in real quick. And that's what he did. I'm going to check Ceruledge's moves right now, Nessa. I'm going to check these moves right meow. Let me go ahead and check these moves right meow. Where are they? It doesn't even show them. Yeah, they don't have an anime section anymore, do they? Yeah, I don't see one. That's so weird. Oh, they put it down here. They changed it. Okay. They changed it. Yeah, but Buddy, oh yeah, he now knows, he still knows Bitter Blade, he knows Phantom Force, Shadow Claw, and I think he knows Psycho Cut now. Yeah, he knows Psycho Cut. He got rid of Night Slash for Psycho Cut, I think. The evolution of Cerebi. Okay, I thought so. Amethyst, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that in the review. So while Rayquaza was using like Draco Meteor on everybody and stuff, Rayquaza's Rayquaza, right? Like he's already strong. Then everybody was like, oh, Draco Meteor's the strongest move it's got. Did this motherfucker just use Dragon's Descent? Oh, when he did that, I was like, everybody run! Oh yeah, Shadow Claw was the new move. My bad. Yeah, so he got rid of Psycho Cut for Shadow Claw, which really? So now he knows Bitter Blade, Night Slash, Phantom Force, and Shadow Claw. Honestly, I would have kept the Psycho Cut, because then you could fight off against... I guess it doesn't matter. Anyway, I hope he got rid of Night Slash. No, I think he got rid of Psycho Cut. It's a ghost type move. Yeah, he gets the stab, but then, like, he already gets the stab on Phantom Force, and he already gets the stab on... Oh, Bitter Blade is a fire type move. We're good. Okay, never mind. Yeah, but I don't know. I still feel like he could have kept that. That's fine. Well, whatever. Point is, he went in. But, I guess, Shadow Claw makes sense because, the Shadow Claw gets stab plus the Terra. So, Terra on stab, that makes it even stronger. Anyway, yeah. So, that was cool. Like, Amethyst, honestly, I think Amethyst's... So, you want to know what's weirding me out? Amethyst has gotten introduced in this series, right? He got introduced, and it looks like it's supposed to be Liko and Amethyst, right? Like, they're supposed to... Eventually, Amethyst is going to join the Rising Volt Tacklers. Let's be honest with ourselves. That's where it's going. I mean, this fight was a prelude to that. He teamed up with Freed in order to fight Rayquaza. They fought together, right? Because they was fighting each other at first, then he got the training, and now they're working together. It's literally the exact same thing as Zuko from Avatar The Last Airbender. He's going through the same steps. Fair, but if you were to ask me right now, Liko and Amethyst, are they on even terms? Hell no! Amethyst can stomp the living breath out of Liko right now. Like, bro, Amethyst could stomp on Liko and then smear the stomp through the streets. And there'd be Liko smears all over the streets. And they'd be like, they really need to clean this up. The street hasn't been the same since like a couple of years ago. But like, yeah, bro, it's not even close. It's not even close. Cousins, you think Lucius and Gideon are brothers? Maybe. Calling it now, Amethyst will reach Rakuga with the Volt Tacklers, and a huge secret about his family will be revealed. I think he's Liko's cousin. Oh, yeah. Like they're related. Like the idea is that, the idea is that Gideon and Lucius are brothers, so when they both have their ancestors, they're cousins. That would be fine. I wouldn't lose sleep over that, but it is what it is, I guess. But, yeah, because I often don't like in anime or fiction when everybody's related or happen to know, like, I don't know, It's like when Naruto tried to do that one thing where they were like, Naruto is his great ancestor is Hashirama Senju, and his great ancestor is this one guy who's brothers with the other guy, and that guy's great descendant is Sasuke, so Sasuke and Naruto are technically brothers. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that crap. Because it's like, oh, okay, you made everybody happen to be related to each other. I don't like that. I think that's stupid. It's bad writing. Or a cliche Star Wars reference. Yeah, pretty much. Like, Star Wars could get away with it because Star Wars kind of made it. Star Wars made it. I mean, Star Wars is infamous and fiction for that, right? Like, they're infamous for that. But once you do it too many times, it's just, We still have to talk about Spinel, who's basically a programmer. Oh, crap, I completely forgot about him. And I didn't forget about him because he wasn't important. I just really wanted to talk about Sango, and I think that just led into Amethyst. Okay, Spinel. Let's talk about him real quick. I mean, he's a genius. The dude, honestly, I'm kind of scared. Spinel is like the best villain I think we've gotten in Pokemon. Next to what? Hunter J? Hunter J was able to get shit done, but Spinel has like a scary good strategy. He's even gotten me going, what are you doing? Oh shit, he's doing this. Like, Spinel's made strategies that made me go, why'd he do that? Hell, he knew that he was being tracked. So he openly like entered a code on purpose to unlock a door to keep himself inside so that Freed can follow him so he can lock him into the door to keep Freed out of the fight. And then Freed's like, yo, you're not going to fight Rayquaza? He's like, the fuck am I fighting Rayquaza for? I have people to do that for me. I'm the one making the plan. They do what I say. Realistically, I'm going to catch this Pokemon without actually having to do anything except keep you in this room. It's kind of genius, I'm not going to lie. It's pretty smart. Dude, isn't. Buddy found a way to catch a Pokemon without even catching it. That's It's actually kind of wild if you ask me. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. That's actually kind of crazy. That's a little bananas. Yes, Nessa, last review on my YouTube channel. I already said it. Umbreon's moveset is airtight. It's airtight. Priority move, quick attack. Another priority move with stab, foul play. Up your defense because Umbreon's defense is lower than its special defense. Reflect. Want to go ahead and lower the opponent's special attack even more because Umbreon already has good special defense? Bark Out, aka Snarl. Buddy's moveset, air tight. That's VGC shit. Oh man, he's got VGC shit. Damn, Buddy's got VGC shit. He not ready for your games. Spindle's not playing your game. He's not playing your games. Let's not forget his other Pokemon, Magneton and Beheem. Oh yeah, he was able to have Magneton fight without him even being there. Buddy was using a walkie-talkie. All right, now I want you to use Shockwave. Like, bro, what? Spindle read the textbooks. Beheem locked Zard with Psychic for Magneton to shoot Zaps. Buddy found a way to make a move with 30 accuracy hit every time. Oh man, this man's playing 5D chess. Obviously you can't hear me, but we both said damn at the same time. This dude was playing 5D chess on the board. You can't be this smart and be a villain in Pokemon. I think it's because Team Rocket made the bar too low. I think the closest Team Rocket ever got was in Best Wishes. Team Rocket was weirdly like evil and complex in Best Wishes. And then they turned into goofballs again at the end of Best Wishes. And then in XY, they tried to balance both out where they were a little bit of evil and a little bit of goofy. And then in Sun and Moon, they just became goofballs all over again. And then in Journeys, they weren't even relevant in Journeys for real, so we don't talk about them. But, man, I think Team Rocket's only had like one good strategy that worked. And that was was it November Town? I think it was the November Town train situation. That's it. That's like the only time they've ever played 5D chess. My boy Spindle stay 5D chesting. He stay 5D chesting. Spindle is the one we need to be weary of. If he and Amethyst somehow work together and collaborate jointly, the Voltaclers are... Yeah, the Voltac... We fucking done. We're fucking done, bro. We're fucking done. Oh, man. Spindle was Pokemon's Hellmaster from Slayers. Only line to watch the chaos. This dude found a way to fight without fighting. I don't even know how you deal with something like that. Man, this dude found a way to hack the systems and mess up everybody's, like, phones. But Buddy was sending out hack messages on phones. Buddy was sending out false Amber Alerts just so he can wind up getting to what he needs. Man, Spindle was on that garbage, bro. To this day, I still don't understand how Liko, Roy, and Dot beat him. If you were to ask me, how did Liko, Dot, and Roy beat him? I'd be like, I don't know. They cheated, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. He kills Hisoka he could kill Hisoka if he wanted to. He brainwashed Liko. Freaking tricked her ass. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention that. He got Liko to like go for this sale for this thing and wound up trapping her in an area, then wound up like bumping into her. And when he bumped into her, he hypnotized her ass and picked up the pendant behind her. And he's like, yo, Amethyst spent like episodes trying to steal this one pendant. Spindle went, I gotta steal a necklace. Yeah, I can do that. Amethyst's a failure. Yeah, I'll let him know. Alright, I'll hit you up. Nah, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I gotta steal a necklace from a 10-year-old. What do I look like, Jesse and James? I got this. I'll be back. Alright. Here I come. Then he left Liko going. Then he left Liko with her pendant going, shit. All right, I'm gonna go watch Criminal Minds now. I'm done. That was easy. Bruh, y'all couldn't do this? Emma Theo, look. Your incompetence is showing. Like, but Buddy stole that necklace in record time. I'm curious to see how he would have acted in Ash. Also, thank you for the visits, Nessa. I appreciate it. For the 300 visits. You saw the glare he made. Also, Navy coming in with the visits, too?
Not the Navy!
Wait, why is a hype train happening? Yo! Hey, yo! Not the hype train. Y'all gotta chill out. Y'all gotta chill out. It's not even that deep. It's not even that deep. It's not no. We can stay on the regular train. We don't need to be on the hype train. Come on now. Come on. Chill out. Man, you saw the glare on he made when Gibeon told him watch over Liko? That grin he had was the devil's work. That was the devil cooking. That was the devil cooking, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
But he said, also it seems Spindle is planning on something behind Gibeon's back. Oh, nah. Oh, nah. Don't do it to him. Oh, man. Yeah, this man's a problem. This man's a whole problem. Sadly, I don't have enough money to pay you for this, but damn, it's okay, man. You don't have to pay. Just enjoy the show. Just relax. Take a load off. The ones that donated decided to do it, and I appreciate their efforts. Just take a load off. There's no need for you to toss the money. Just do what you do. Third party involved. Yeah, my boy Gibeon is reckless. My boy Spindle is reckless too. My boy Spindle's on that demon time, bro. Honestly, I think I'm already going to say it. We're only 45 episodes in, and I think Pokemon Horizons has villains that knock original Pokemon out the water. That includes all of them except for, like, maybe Team Flare. I think Team Flare is the only one that holds their own against it. We would have gotten Team Plasma, but remember, that didn't happen. But that Aqua Magma shit, that was trash. Rockets trying to steal Gyarados, garbage. Fucking, Galactic? I'm gonna be real, I'm not even sure what they did. I mean, Cyrus got away? Do we count this as a win? I don't know what this is. Like, he just went, y'all aren't meant to see the new world. And then he jumped in a hole and everybody went, did we win? I'm not sure what's going on here. Alrighty then. Like it was so random. I'm not sure if they won or lost. I think they just went. Oh yeah, and then Hunter J got stuff done. But remember, Hunter J died, bro. Yeah, rip in peace, bro. Hunter J's dead. Oh no, she died. She's fucking done. She fell into a whirlpool and crashed her ship and it blew up and everybody was all like, what the hell? Yeah, she's dead. She's dead. But yeah, no, the Explorers are the best villains Pokemon's ever had. Like, bar none. I'm talking both series. Bar none. And you know what? This is gonna hurt because I love the Team Flare arc. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt hard. I would debatably say they're better than Team Flare's arc, only because Team Flare was doing stuff here and there. Explorers have been a little bit more consistent. Although that's, I'd say for different situations, they're about even. I'm not ready to throw in the Team Flare towel just yet. Remember, they almost caused the end of the world. They are world-ending threats. Team Flare almost destroyed the planet. Well, they were going to destroy the Kalos region. But they're continent breakers. Team Rocket is a city nuisance. No, Team Rocket is a small village nuisance. That's what they are. Aqua and Magmar are a slight problem in the backyard. You could probably argue, oh, they would have destroyed the world. No, they wouldn't have destroyed the world. Archie's a fucking idiot. And Maxie, I don't even think Maxie did anything, dumbass. Yeah, and then Cyrus, I'm not sure what Cyrus is. Cyrus is he a threat? I don't know what's going on with him. Anyway, Team Skull, I'm not even putting him in the picture. Guzma's a problem. Guzma's a jerk, but he's not like a problem. Who else did we have? No. You got Lucamine. She was in there. Lucamine was a slight traumatic event. That's what she was. She was a slight traumatic event. Did you mention Shiny Zygarde? I don't have much. Everybody keeps wanting me to talk about the Shiny Zygarde. I don't have much to say. It's mostly just a commercial for Pokemon ZA. They haven't given me enough to really talk about. It was in 10% form. It was in doggy form. And then he's like, we'll see. And then it was like, oh. And then the episode ends. I'm not sure what to say about that except...
What the dog doing?
Like, I got nothing. It's shiny. Okay, cool. I think it's kind of cool that we're playing more with... I think it's cool that we're playing with shiny Pokemon a lot more in this series. Well, I think it's cool that shiny Pokemon are playing a more important role in Pokemon now. Rayquaza's a shiny. Zygarde's a shiny. Like, that's interesting. It helps shake the world up a little bit. But other than that, got nothing really else to say. They didn't really give us much on that. So there's not much I can give on that. He's a generic villain pet like the cat of Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget. I wouldn't even say generic. Generic would imply that I've seen him a bunch of times and he's done the same shit. This is the first time we see him. We don't get much information about him yet, though. They just started. That was mostly just to raise eyebrows at that point. My eyebrows raised. Now we got nothing. I don't know what else to say about him. He's there. It's interesting that it's shiny. It's interesting he has a Zygarde. And if we're following the rules and logics of Zygardes, that means there's about 2 cores of Zygarde, which means the other core of Zygarde's got to be somewhere. So it can gather the cells. It's interesting. Gibeon, I don't have much to say about, sadly, y'all. Gibeon is looming in the shadows still. I don't know. He issues orders, and that's it. We've never seen Gibeon fight. We've never seen Gibeon do anything. We just now saw like a piece of his face. I'm not really gonna talk about Gibeon because there's not really to talk about. Gibeon just is there. We've seen just about as much of his face as we have of that Zygarde. 10%. Give Liko a Froakie and Roy a Chespin and Dot a Fennekin. That'd be pretty interesting. It'd be pretty interesting. In game, there's 5 cores that can go 10% each, and 50% is isolated. So maybe that's how shinies will work. Maybe. Who knows? I think it's interesting. But yeah, we don't know yet. And honestly, with that being said, I think that's a good way to actually end it off too. So we are about done. In conclusion, with Pokemon Horizons. Honestly, with Horizons, and I want to talk, I guess I can tackle this too before we end it. Would I recommend Horizons to someone? If you want to watch a Pokemon series and you're curious what it would be like without Ash, absolutely. If you were curious, what is Pokemon anime like without Ash? This is it. I mean, this is your series. Every other Pokemon series we got that doesn't have Ash in it is usually a very limited series with limited episodes. Pokemon Chronicles, hell, Mega Evolution specials, all of those. They like Twilight Wings, all of that crap. All Paldean Winds. Every Pokemon series we've ever gotten that doesn't have Ash in it has been a very limited 4-episode series or 5 episodes or 10 episodes or whatever. It's never been anything that's stuck. This clearly has a story to it with characters that have all sorts of different quirks and personalities, and thus it is watchable. It's definitely fun. Now, if you watched Pokemon all the way up till Ash becoming the world champion and you're worn out on the anime and you feel like you've outgrown the anime or you feel like that was the one thing keeping you attached to the anime, I'm going to be 100% real with you, and that's not to down Horizons. It's just to be honest. Don't watch Horizons. Don't watch the show. Just because, yeah, you could find some entertainment value, but realistically, it's very clear, and I've seen this not just on Twitter, but I've seen it just throughout the community and a lot recently, that a lot of people have unequated dislike for this show for the reasons of simply Ash ain't in it. Ash ain't in it, so obviously it bad. And that's a terrible mindset to go off of. Almost to the point where people will watch the show, even though Ash isn't in it, and then start picking apart. And granted, I criticize. Don't get it twisted. I always come with a level of constructive criticism on something while looking at it and then giving an analysis based on what I see, whether it's good or bad. But sometimes there's people who look for it, pass up all the good stuff, and then start finding the bad stuff and go, see, look, this is trash. The Ash Ketchum anime would have never, even though they have done it before. The series is 20 plus years old. That means they've done whatever you're saying is bad. They've done it once. Hell, Pokemon for a while didn't know what the hell decent continuity is and pacing. Like, they've had mistakes that have... The Ash Ketchum anime has had mistakes that realistically no other anime could realistically get away with. They have mistakes that were so bad that if it were in another anime, it would have gotten burnt to the stake almost immediately. But when you look at it through the lens of someone who is genuinely curious how the Pokemon anime is going to be without Ash, this is a good series. It's definitely involved. It's definitely doing its job. It's definitely engaging. It's definitely something that's going to make you want to keep traversing through this universe. And it definitely continues the ideology that Pokemon is supposed to be a very super flexible world where anybody with one of these little guys can go on an adventure, and that adventure can be viewed by everyone. Ash Ketchum is an important character in the Pokemon series, and Pokemon in general. He is an icon. He's been referenced in and outside of his own universe and has made his spot in a freaking mobile game. He's been solidified in areas like the Kids Next Door cameo. He's been referenced. He's been, to this day, he is like the Goku of anime, right? Well, I guess Goku's the Goku of anime. I mean, he's an icon. That's what I'm trying to say. Jesus Christ. He's an icon. To a degree that we all know. Even people who don't mess with Pokemon know who he is. But at the same time, Pokemon has so much potential that can live outside of that world. So if you are curious about what Pokemon would be like if there was no Ash, watch Horizons. Watch it. But if you checked out of Pokemon after Ash checked out of Pokemon and you decided, oh, I'm going to watch Horizons, don't do it. That's not even to say Horizons is bad. In some cases, it's done better than the original anime. In some cases, it does the same generic stuff as the original anime. In some cases, it's been worse than the original anime. In some cases, it's been tired out. But this is the result of what happens when you utilize the world, when you grow past that and live outside the mold of a safe zone. It's one of the reasons that I got so hard on Freed during this review. It's because Freed is playing it safe. We need to fully let go. And again, Freed can be developed as a character, but we need to realize where we stand on that and fully let go. So as far as Horizons goes, there's some goods, there's some bads. Acorn's saying it best right now, they took risk, and that's what you're supposed to do. Honestly, I wish they go all out on these things. I wouldn't mind a Pokemon series that decides to step up their mature game a bit. Doesn't have to be bloody or gory or anything, but start tackling things that like really step deep into the realms of how Pokemon can affect us as people. They've done it before, not to say they haven't, but they usually have been trapped in little moments, spurts here and there. Pokemon Horizons is definitely a show that does a good job of catching its interest. It also has some flaws, which no show's not going to have its flaws. And these are flaws that mostly deal with the cast on the good side, the rising Volt Tacklers. That's like my main criticism, is that they need more development personally, and they need to stop sticking with Freed. It's almost like they're afraid to step Freed back so that the other characters can shine. Liko and Roy get development, but unfortunately they're forced development where their Pokemon either have to learn moves a bunch of times or evolve at very weird spots, knowing full well they're realistically not strong enough to handle these threats, but we gotta make these threats happen in order to increase them. It's one of the reasons why Fuecoco winds up getting the final hit off on Rayquaza's head with Flame Charge, for as silly as it looks. But that's because it's still a Fuecoco, but that's because they never had opportunities to really train. They would train here and there, but for the most part, when danger struck and their lives were at stake, Freed and Pikachu took over the roles. They never got the chance to really take care of things themselves, not to a major degree, but that's its only major criticism I have. As far as the series goes, though, they still have a lot of heart, and all of these characters definitely interact with each other in ways that make them flexible, have layers. They have characters I like. They have characters I love, Sango. They have characters that I feel have actually done well with their character development, Amethyst. They've had characters that legitimately have been going through things, and they have characters that we didn't expect development from in a certain direction, aka Ludlow becoming mighty. Yeah! All of these things in culmination make for a very entertaining series. And I understand that I've been reviewing this series in a very different way, but I've been reviewing it in a way that weirdly more represents how the community has been approaching this. A lot of people say it now. Oh, I need to catch up to Pokemon Horizons. I need to catch up to this. I've missed like 4, 5, 6 episodes. I've missed like 3 episodes. I've missed 2 episodes. Weirdly enough, the way I've reviewed these reflects the way that Horizons has been coming out. It's been coming out in like smaller, bite-sized portions that all have their relevance and move on to the next topic, while still developing the overall world and expanding it. And honestly, I think that's good. They have them travel the world, but it never feels like they're just going from one spot and quickly going to the another, like Journeys did. They're developing and having a journey, but they don't linger in one place too long, like the other Pokemon series did. There's never a point where it's like, yeah, they have filler episodes that have filler plots, but it never feels like we're being flooded with them, right? They have characters that temporarily join them, but they don't overstay their welcome, and they don't understay their welcome. Horizons definitely, at this point in the series, at this act, the first act, the major arc that we just finished, has definitely proven itself to me to be a series that is worth watching. If you're new to Pokemon and never watched a Pokemon anime series a day in your life, God, which rock have you been hiding under? Give it a shot. I think this would be really good. And in fact, it's interesting. This is going to be people's Pokemon that they start with. I would love to see about 10 years from now, people go, I remember Liko. I loved Liko when she did this, that, and the third. Or, I loved Roy. Or I thought Dot was amazing. It's going to be so interesting to see these things pan out, to see these things play out, to see how this story unfolds. And so far, I think this is a story that solidified itself in a way that gets you involved. And honestly, if we continue towards this direction, then these characters can become better. If I had to say the strongest point that Horizons has right now, I think is world building. I think Horizons' best trait is its world building. When they go to Galar, when they go to other regions, it never feels like they're just going there generically and then leaving. It feels like the Pokemon are being well represented. When you look in the background, you see it. Like if you would look at the Arukamon episode, you see like all these Pokemon playing in the beach alongside our heroes Pokemon. Sprigatito's like trying to hit the Wiglet that's in the hole or whatever. Or you see Fuecoco chilling on a little like air balloon thingy along with a couple other Pokemon like resting towards it. Or Sprigatito running alongside a Weasel. Stuff like that. Like it feels like they're a part of this world, and it feels like the world is also returning a part of itself to them. It never feels like they're not interacting with it, and honestly, I love that. World building is its biggest strength, with character development sadly being its weakest as of right now, but they still have a chance to fix it. We're 45 episodes in, so there's still hope. And the characters that do work, work. However, the characters that don't work need a little bit more time in the oven.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
But with that being said, honestly, I think that's all we got to say about Pokemon Horizons. If I had to rank this entire act, Act 1, the Rising Volt Tacklers act, or the this portion of the series, if I had to rank this entire portion, episode 1 through 45, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give it an 8. I'm giving it an 8. I'm going to give it a solid 8. I'll give it 7.5 to an 8. We'll give it that. I think it deserves that. I think that's the score. 7.5, 8-ish. That's a comfortable score, right? That works. Let's read the rest of these comments and then we'll end it off. Are you happy with the series given its proper representation of Paldea unlike Journeys? Yeah, that's what I said. Its world building is its best aspect. Season 1 has been a solid 8. Arc 1 has been a 9. And Arc 2 is a 7. Arc 2 is only lower because the stakes were lesser and the title attributes don't justify the plot we got. Sadly, we cowards. Are you happy that we're getting Paldea representation in the coming arc? Absolutely. Some people are forcing themselves to watch the show knowing they hate it on the lack of Ash alone. At this point, you're just self-destroying your enjoyment and being held hostage just because it's Pokemon. Don't martyrize yourself. Don't ruin the fun for others. I agree with that. He was in the news broadcast about winning the league. They're talking about Ash. At this point, what could they do with Ash anyway? Upscale all of his foes to be champions? Nessa said it does. Thank you. I mean, look at the Pokemon special manga. They're talking about what happens if you separate from Ash. Acorn wants him to take risks. That's good. If anything, they're doing yet another risk by halting the hero plot to tackle the game elements. Yep, absolutely. What are your thoughts on Pokemon special manga? I like the special manga. I've only read up to like Kanto and Johto though. I've never read further. I don't know. Kanto and Johto are glued together so they feel like a complete thing. After that, I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna read anymore. Nothing against the manga. It's just I have the physical mangas. Like I have the books themselves, and I didn't feel like buying more. I could watch them. I could probably read them on my phone or online. I just don't want to. Anyway, usually time is kinder to the longer it goes. Blah. I mean, years go by. I knew what you meant. And Sango B+. Some people unfortunately want Horizons to fail just so that they can have an excuse to bring Ash back. Yeah, that's a problem within and of itself. But with that being said, thank you guys so much. And I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend.